thing. We thought that was a big deal to not take the fair share of pay.
Yeah.
But to offer up $250 million?
Yeah, I don't know if they were saying all of that was going to the Big 12, if they were just saying this is the finances we have behind us. But that's the number that's been thrown around.
Well, it's almost embarrassing that you offer that and you get shot down.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like, you hope that doesn't go public. And apparently, according to the reports, it was a very quick shoot down, too. Like, they didn't mull it over. The Big 12 board of directors met and said, no, we're not interested.
Well, if I'm John Summerall and I'm recruiting against, Ryan Silverfield, I'm like, first of all, they don't want to be in this conference.
That's right.
We respect the American. We respect, what's the stupid Eagles name? Soar?
Soar. That was the Eagle. Soar, yeah.
It's actually a terrible name when you think about it. Just because the connotation
like S-O-R-E. Like I'm very sore. My back's sore.
Yeah, sore ass, a sore.
Yeah.
I mean, I get where they're going on that.
A lot of things,
but if I'm Summerall, I'm like, look, they don't even want to be here. By the way, this is how not disrespected this program is. They offered $250 million and they were told no.
That's right. Told no. Get out of here. Pound sand. That's amazing to me. $250 million, that's a lot of money to go scare up. And you wonder, are you able to go back to those boosters and say, hey, we're staying in the American, but you were so generous in pledging that $50 million, we assume we can still get that check, right? And if you're the booster, you're like, no, that was Big 12 money.
What a
that was
Bush
not
League
American
program.
money.
They play in an NBA arena.
And a dilapidated stadium. But again, they've redone that stadium.
I have never considered them a big-time program.
I have not either.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to even think of them big time in basketball. I know when Cal was there. They were in the national championship game when Cal was there. But now it's just like, I don't know, they've fallen off so much. On the surface, I don't blame the Big 12 for not taking them. The money does make it, I don't know what the whole financial structure of this deal was, but that does make it a little bit surprising.
Is there anybody you would boot in the Big 12 to have Memphis?
Probably not.
Yeah, I would have said maybe there was a day with Texas Tech, but now when you've got the billionaire.
Do you think Cincinnati's overall program is better than Memphis? Or is it pretty close?
Boy, it is close.
I think it's tighter than it should be.
That would be the one.
Cincinnati basketball has fallen off so much. And Cincinnati football, it's just kind of middle.
I guess Cincinnati football traditionally has been better.
Yeah.
There was a time when Memphis football, and it was almost like D'Angelo Williams flipped the script. Those were terrible Tommy West teams.
Yep.
And then you got into, who was your boy that took the Virginia Tech job?
Justin Fuente.
Yeah. You started having these coaches, that would win 10 or 11 games consistently. And I don't know. I just remember how bad Memphis football used to be.
Oh, I liked Fuente when he was there. Hey, before we go to trash, again, welcome to a new sponsor on the show, our friends at Central State Bank. If you are looking for a bank that truly gets you, it is Central State Bank. They got 6 locations across Shelby County. They've also got the location in Alexander City. Central State Bank offers products and services designed to meet a wide range of individual and commercial needs because no two needs are the same, and they know that. How do they know that? They got more than 100 years of service to back up everything I am talking about right here. And what that means, they're large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. They are rooted in the community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC. That is Central State Bank. We welcome them to the show. Go visit a local Central State Bank, open an account.
I love the over 100 years of being large enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
That's right. That says a lot.
Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
Do you need some refreshed college wear to represent your team this year? Shop Roback's Game Day collection that includes both Alabama and Auburn. From quarter zips to hoodies, Roback has it all. Get 20% off on us using code TNR20 at roback.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hey, welcome in. Another day of the next round. I'm told show number 999. You know what that means. Tomorrow's show number 1000. Dunaway will be back for that. Then Lance and I hit the vacation. Vacation season, talking season, almost football season. We got a lot to get to on the show today, and a lot of NFL, a lot of college football, of course, as we creep closer to camps opening throughout the Southeastern Conference and all the college football. Some are already open for the Week 0 games. And as we creep closer, 1 week from today, American tackle football will be on your TV if you choose to watch an NFL exhibition game.
I cannot wait. When we've got the camps that open for a lot of different teams this past Monday, we've already got our first what could be significant injury breaking this morning. And, of course, it is one of the most jinxed franchises in all of sports, not just the NFL, but all of sports.
Yeah, I mean, Lance has touched on it.
You got your break lines?
Yeah, I do need those. Yeah. Although this is kind of a sad story. I'm not making light of it. It is break line breaking news. Jets quarterback Justin Fields carted off at practice this morning. BreaklineOptics.com for our breaking news. That is terrible. I've seen guys carted off and be okay, but man, when you cart a guy off.
Yeah, I don't know what the expectations are for Justin Fields, but, he signs a 2-year, $40 million contract. He is for sure your starting quarterback for the Jets. Now Tyrod Taylor replaced him in team drills today, and we'll see what happens moving forward. Again, I didn't really have much expectation for Justin Fields and the Jets this year, but with Tyrod Taylor, I've got zero.
I mean, unfortunately, let's do best case, worst case. Best case, this is just strictly precautionary, and Justin Fields comes back and he plays his normal amount of football at his normal level. The Jets are probably a 5 or 6 win team.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't think is average as Aaron Rodgers was based on his entire career.
Right.
Last year, throwing for almost 4,000 yards and 28 touchdowns, did turn it over 11 times. But I just don't see a world where Justin Fields has those numbers.
Yeah. So you think best case, Fields comes back, this is just precautionary, he plays his normal football, they're a 5-6 win team, something like that. All right, so let's go worst case. Let's say this is unfortunately a severe injury, and he misses the season and Tyrod Taylor is the starter. The Jets are probably a 4 or 5 win team.
Yeah, I don't
know.
I mean, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know significantly, like the win total changes dramatically.
I mean, it's one of the few quarterbacks you could probably drop out and the win total not change dramatically.
I mean, they were 5-12 last year with Aaron Rodgers. So I think they're about that right now. They might be down to 3 wins. I mean, it might be, hey, we're battling now with the New Orleans Saints.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up next.
Yeah, for the number 1 overall pick. And if you're the Jets, at that point, you really didn't get to evaluate Fields if he doesn't play this year. And again, this is pure speculation.
Right.
We don't know the severity of this injury. He was carted off. Fingers crossed it's not a worst-case scenario. But if you don't get to see him play this year, how do you really truly evaluate moving forward? And even if you do, the Jets, they swing and miss all the time on quarterbacks of the future.
I know.
But I would assume where they're going to be drafting next year, and again, July 24th, as we talk about this, who knows how this thing plays out. But I do feel really good. The Bills are going to be really good again.
Yeah.
The Patriots are going to be much improved with Vrabel taking over and Drake May in year 2. And I think your Dolphins, if Tua can stay healthy, we talked about the difference in that Mike McDaniel offense with Tua healthy and when Tua's out. If he can stay healthy, the Dolphins are going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, they're last in that division probably either way, but certainly with Tyrod Taylor starting. It's just, I watched Justin Fields early on in Chicago, and I thought there was some promise there. I really thought the kid was going to be a good player in the NFL. I never thought he was going to be, a top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback, but I thought he could be good enough to get Chicago to the playoffs. There was a game against the Dolphins where I think he set the NFL rushing record for a quarterback in that game.
Yeah, when you watched him move, it was, man, I'll go way back to Colin Kaepernick, his first couple of years with the 49ers. when they ultimately went to a Super Bowl, the blackout Super Bowl in New Orleans and lost to the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
That's the kind of movement that Justin Fields had. Obviously, really, really good player at Ohio State. The problem now is even with a healthy Fields, you start to look at the AFC. I could make an argument 10 of the 16 teams in the AFC are B-plus teams.
10 of the 16. Let me see if I can.
Have potential to be that at least. Again, year in, year out in the NFL, you really don't know what you're going to get sometimes.
So you mean this season, B-plus teams, 10 of the 16?
I think, and B-plus, I'm saying teams that could win 10 games. How about that?
So definitely Buffalo.
Yep.
Definitely Baltimore. I'm just going to do the definites right off the top. Definitely Kansas City.
Yep.
I think you will add Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
Denver Broncos.
Yep.
I think you'll add the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I did, yep.
Okay. I think you will have the Patriots.
I did.
All right, that's 7, so I need 3 more.
Yep.
I have not named an AFC South team. The only one I think you would make a case for would be the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, Texans,
they won 10 last year.
Yeah, they've been back-to-back winning the AFC South and winning double-digit games, so yes.
So that's 8. Do you throw my Dolphins in there?
I do, with
9?
a healthy Tua, yeah.
All right, so now I need one more Cincinnati.
Yep.
So that's your 10. So basically you say...
I mean, do you not see a scenario all 10 of those teams can win 10-plus games?
Yep. So you say basically the teams you think can't win 10 games, the easier way of doing this would be the Jets, Browns, Colts, Jags, Titans, and Raiders.
Yes.
I kind of agree.
And if I had to say any of those teams that could pop up, I think the Raiders or the Jags.
Yeah. Ooh, the Jags.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Jags just 3 years ago. And, I saw where the robot, by the way, we've got to talk about this, how our robots are kind of synced up, Tyler. Because
it's the same robot.
Yeah, it's the same language learning model.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's my thing. So if somebody in Des Moines is asking the robot the same question that we're asking,
they're going to get the same answer.
But it's a very vague question. I need a really good trivia question.
Right.
The robot should have a million different trivia questions. They shouldn't be spewing out the same one, unless there is a reason to that.
Well, so the robot, here's why he says this. We're at Odie's last night. I needed a trivia question. So did he. We both went to Grok on Twitter and asked the same question. Give me a good trivia question. I picked one, and he was like, that was my trivia question. So it gave us the same one. Now, it gave me like 5 or 6.
Scraping the internet for trivia questions.
Yeah.
So it's going to pull the top results. That'll be like 500 trivia questions to ask at your bar night.
Yeah, I don't understand. There should be a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah.
If I'm like, what's a good car to buy for my 22-year-old daughter? Do you think it pops up? Anybody that Googles that, the same thing?
I guess in that instance, it would need to specify what is good. It'll say this one is the most fuel efficient. This one is rated for reliability. This one's rated for safety.
Okay, but when you ask, I need a good trivia question, and when I'm on one corner of Birmingham and Brown's on the other corner of Birmingham, and it pops up, which country has the most deserts?
That's right.
That is so random, and it's almost like there's an agenda because everybody that asked that question over the last couple of days is Grok throwing out what this country is, and we'll let you guess
which country do you think it is has the most deserts.
But is there an agenda that, coming up, there's going to be something in this country? And I don't even know what the theory could be there.
The conspiracy theory immediately.
But I don't know why you would come up with the same trivia question. That's crazy. It's
Jay
a big
in the
universe.
chat
There's a lot of
says-
trivia questions.
Jay in the chat says it's an LLM, a language learning model. They're built off of the same platform. As an IT admin, can I please come explain how all this works to LT? We can drink and make it content.
Call
it's not
in,
rocket
Jake. No,
science.
call in, Jake. 205-734-0923. I'm happy to take this phone call.
Jake can come do the 10 o'clock hour, and we can do tech, and we can. I don't know if I'm ready to drink at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's going to be early. 205-734-0923. You remember Jeff from Anniston, man. Now I'm going to think of him again. I'm really worried about Jeff.
Yeah, I am too.
I am too.
Yeah.
Because
how do we even send out a missing person
we've
report?
tried. We've done all we can do.
So next time we talk to him, let's remind him. I thought we've done this before. If you get really sick, make sure somebody lets us know.
But the first time he ever called, he accused Dunaway of trying to hide the phone number. He's like, you'd give it out in bits and clues. And so I just did that. I was saying it so fast I stumbled through it. And I'm like, Jeff, that was what he was banging Dunaway for. 205-734-0923. Jay If you would like to call and explain to Lance why this works this way, I'm happy to take your phone
Okay,
call.
again, we know I'm technically challenged. I have no
Correct.
problem with that. But again, when you're talking about this mass robot mind that knows everything, limitless, right? I mean,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me that we would ask virtually the same question, but it would give the same answer. Again, like,
Because it's pulling it from the same place.
okay, but somebody across the world is getting the same trivia
Well,
question?
your robot isn't different from Brown's robot.
Yeah.
They're not like two different people coming up with an answer.
If they're asking the question roughly the same way, they're probably getting the same answer.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
what's scarier, that we've got one robot mind out there, or that we would have different ones?
Well, you got Chat GPT, you got Grok, and there's some other ones too.
Oh, so if I would have gone to Chat GPT and
Maybe
asked
so.
the question, it's
Yeah.
different.
Could have been a
or
different
maybe
one.
if the prompt was worded just slightly differently, it would be a different result.
Okay, so we need to split this up then. So if we're
Okay.
going to be asking trivia questions same night at Odie's, then you're going to have to take Chat GPT or Grok.
Okay, I'll take ChatGPT. Seems
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because my
Yeah.
robot is Grok.
I
so-
know. I knew that. Hemp Hill Services. Hey, they were at my house yesterday, and let me just tell you why this is important with Hemp Hill Services. My upstairs unit, it's summer in Alabama. Your upstairs is going to get hot, but I could tell it's warmer than it should be, and then I held my hand up to the vent, semi-cold air. So I struck early. I went ahead and got Hemp Hill out there, and Tanner, the tech, came out and worked. I wasn't there, but he told my wife, he's like, hey, I'm glad you guys called when you did. This was a reasonable fix. Like,
Just put some coolant in it or something?
yeah, I mean, they just did a couple things, and he's like, but if you had let it go, your unit was going to be almost constantly running, and you were going to have a much bigger problem. So that's why when you first see the signs, you get Hemp Hill out there, it's going to save you money.
Yeah, and I probably need to do this. I told you mine was running at 75. It's back down to 69 this morning, but
Yeah.
it's back and forth. It's pushing hard. Like, it doesn't stop. So be preemptive on this. Get it checked out. Get it properly serviced for this hot weather. This hot weather is going to go all the way through October, more than
Indeed.
likely. Whether you experience any of the plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Adam, Chad, Andrew, all the guys. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And from sweet to heat, Bojangles has 7 sauces that will definitely add a little extra flavor to every bite for your lunch today. Nothing pairs better with the sauces than their hand-breaded tenders. So if you're looking for sweet, try honey mustard. If you want to add some tang, try barbecue. If you're looking for some heat, try creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. If you're craving smooth and creamy, house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, or classic Bo sauce, ready and waiting. So head to Bojangles, order some hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It's Bo time. You actually disappointed me today. I thought you would notice, I didn't think of this till I got dressed, my Rams colors today.
Those aren't Rams colors.
These are not.
No.
Tyler, are these Rams colors?
No.
I'll give it to you.
Thank you,
Are
Tyler.
you kidding?
It's red. Look, it's yellow and blue.
No. The soul yellow, the pop.
Ah,
Yeah. Tread easy.
yeah. What is not Rams about this?
The blue and the yellow. And it's not really yellow. That's more, I would describe that as old man yellow.
Old man yellow.
Yeah. That is an older man yellow.
All right. What is an old man yellow?
That light yellow, like Mr. Rogers would wear a cardigan sweater.
Light yellow.
Yeah.
I guess just that pale yellow
Yeah.
that every company that makes a polo makes.
All right.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
I did not see any Rams at all. I can tell what you're going to do today, though.
The sun is up, right?
Yeah, right.
It is in the summer.
You might as well take advantage. I don't know how you do it, though,
I
because,
guess I'm going to play from the upward tees of my old man yellow. Maybe I can shoot a better score.
dude, when I was out there with a couple of weeks ago with you guys, I mean, this heat, walking around with a golf club in hand and just radiating off that green.
It's hot. Yeah, it's hot out there. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's hot. I enjoy it. I love playing in the heat.
What I
And
don't
it is-
understand is like a Bud Light is so refreshing.
Right.
And how people that get on the course and they're like, it's too hot to drink today. What does that mean?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
It means you get dehydrated if you're just gonna drink out in the sun.
Well, you got to drink some of that water, too.
Yeah.
Quit trying to be scientific on us, Tyler. So it's beer. If you're worried about this, beer, water. All you got to do is
So
rotation.
you just mix in the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you definitely have to do on the course is mix in water.
Now, I forget to do
or a
that
Powerade.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But if I was going to be out there today, I would need to stay properly refreshed.
You see that a lot at concerts. Some people just keep pounding the mixed drinks and never get the bottle of water, and then they ended up getting carted off.
Yeah.
And then people
Yeah.
who enjoyed the concert rotate it.
Yeah.
You think Ozzy Osbourne ever rotated?
I mean,
No,
I think
but most people aren't Ozzy.
Yeah, Ozzy tried everything.
I saw a report he went 41 years without a drink of water.
Without a drink of water, it would be believable.
Wait, would you be surprised?
No, not at all.
It's one of those. I'm going on sobriety for a month. Ozzy was like, you know what? I'm going to try to see how many years I can go without drinking something that is not alcoholic.
Yeah, but see, like when I played yesterday, in fact, in that heat, and sometime around 9 or 10, I like to throw in a cold Diet Coke. I'm drinking water.
Yeah.
Or Powerade, but I also like to just hammer a good Diet Coke in there too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just good and refreshing, a little change of pace.
It would probably be a different effect, but if you pounded nothing but Diet Cokes in 100
Oh
degree,
yeah, it would. You would feel it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, you would. All right, talking season continues. Who do you want to start with? I'll let you start. I'll let you pick. I'm going to give you choices here: Mario Cristobal, Mike Norvell, Mike Locksley. You mentioned this yesterday, Dan Lanning or James Franklin?
Let's go. I will take the man that will be out before any of the others. It is going to be a Mike. I will take Mike Locksley.
Mike Locksley, cut 8 there, Tyler, if you will. This is from Big Ten Media Day in Las Vegas. This, if I'm a Maryland fan, I don't know how many Maryland fans there are.
Not many.
Not many, but if I'm a Maryland fan, this is a shocking admission from my head football coach. And I wonder, because this is rare honesty, I think, on something like this, and I wonder, with honesty, how many coaches would say the same thing Mike Locksley says right here.
This, for me, is kind of a year of what I like to call vulnerability. One of the greatest characteristics you can have as a leader is the ability to be vulnerable. And I'll tell you, a year ago, Coach Locks lost his locker room. And for me to stand in front of a group of media and tell you that I lost my locker room, and it wasn't because I wasn't a good coach. It wasn't because they weren't good players, because we were better than a 4-win team. But what we had to do is we had haves and have-nots for the first time in our locker room, and the landscape of college football taught me a valuable lesson. And that valuable lesson is it's important for me, even in the midst of this change, to continue to educate our players on the importance of what playing for something bigger than yourself is all about. And I can tell you that if I've got to put my desk in the locker room this year, I will.
I mean, that was first of all, he talked about himself in third person, which is a pet peeve of mine, Coach. And he called him, not only did he talk about himself in third person, Coach, he called himself his nickname in third person. Coach
I like
Locks.
Mike Locksley
I do too.
a lot. Yeah.
Very, very well thought of when he was in Tuscaloosa.
And, maybe you can be vulnerable when you've got millions of dollars to fall back on now. I am a little surprised. I do appreciate the transparency. And, this is a guy that had it somewhat dialed in based on Maryland expectations. 3 consecutive seasons of a 7-6, an 8-5, 8-5, and then they dropped down to 4-8, only 1-8 in conference. But the fact of the matter is, he is 33-41 at Maryland, 16-40 in conference. And when you come out with an admission like this, and you're making between $4 and $5 million, which Mike Locksley is, and you have another off season, I think this really magnifies it, because now this is going to be one of the talking points for whoever's doing the Maryland game. I don't know who Maryland opens up with this year.
Let me pull their schedule, Lance.
I mean, it's probably like Tarleton State or something.
Not that I spent a lot of time thinking about Maryland, but I would say Locksley is squarely on the hot seat based on the numbers you just gave. They open with FAU. I don't know what Florida Atlantic's got coming back this year.
Again, probably a Big Ten Network game.
Yeah, it is a Big Ten Network game, in fact, and it's right out of the chute on the Big Ten Network.
And,
early game.
And that'll be one of the talking points. Hey, we're going to see. It's going to be interesting to see how body language is with this team once they face some adversity. Again, they should win that game. What do they got week 2?
NIU.
They should win that one.
That is a home game. Both those are home games. They play Towson, which is a home game.
3-0.
They're at Wisconsin, who you think is going to be a 3-win team. Winnable game at Camp Randall.
Yeah, okay, let's
that
give them a win there.
probably puts Luke Fickell squarely on the hot seat. Maybe gets Locksley off at 4-0. Washington, after a bye, Washington at home.
That's a winnable game.
Nebraska at home.
That's a winnable game.
By the way, I've mentioned 5 home games in their first 6, so you know what's about to happen, right?
Yep.
We're going to play some road games.
But best case scenario, of these coin flip games, I'm giving them 6-0.
Well, that is very bold. At UCLA.
I'll give them 7-0.
All right, now another bye. Indiana at home.
It's a winnable game.
There. Oh, winnable game.
It's a winnable game.
All right. At Rutgers.
Winnable game.
At Illinois.
It's getting difficult.
Michigan at home.
It's a winnable game.
And then Ford Field, neutral site against Michigan State.
Boy, I will tell you, man.
It's not a bad schedule.
Just on the surface, they avoid Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, USC.
Yep.
Oh, that is okay.
I'm on a hot seat. That's the Big Ten schedule I want.
It's what you want, but if you don't get it done with that schedule, that puts you on a hotter seat, and you're probably done.
Yeah, you lose to Wisconsin, Washington, and Nebraska 3 straight. You're 3-3 with nothing to hang your hat on, and you're under heat.
So let me ask you this: this is the Big Ten, so this is the closest model we've got to the SEC. What would it be like if an SEC coach came out and said, "I lost my team, I lost my locker room"?
Well, I don't know. What's the equivalent of Mike Locksley?
Jeff Lebby.
If he said that, I don't know entirely how much attention it would get.
I
guess it would get attention. We're doing it with Mike Locksley here.
I've got a house-divided couple we had dinner with last night. One is Alabama, one's Mississippi State, and the Mississippi State fan, Amy, was like, "What was your impression of Jeff Lebby?" And I was like, "I never saw Jeff Lebby."
He walked by her.
Did you see him?
I
never saw him.
I did. He walked by our setup once. He nodded. He said, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm good, Coach. How are you?" "I'm great. Thank you." Kept going. Seemed like a nice guy on that one interaction.
But I almost saw every coach had some kind of soundbite that jumped out that people talked about. That is for sure. Like Drinkwitz. I remember Drinkwitz was focused on some stuff.
Yep.
I'm trying to go through this. Obviously, all the big guys were. Hugh Freeze was a big talking point. I don't remember anybody mentioning anything about Mississippi State. But anyway, if Lebby came out and said, "Hey, year one, locker room got away from me. People are bitching and complaining about what they're making. This is completely on me."
Yeah, I don't know how many coaches would honestly say this. Like, I lost my locker room because we had haves and have-nots. I don't know how prevalent that even is.
Well, how obvious does it have to be in that locker room? Because, there's sometimes where it might be best just to take this thing head on, as weird as it sounds.
Yeah.
But, if everybody in that locker room and everybody around that program and the major boosters know that they lost the locker room in the middle of the year last year, maybe it's just better to come out and say it. I am very surprised he did that.
I am too. I thought it was, and he said vulnerability, a year of vulnerability, very difficult word for me to say. And he was vulnerable in that comment. But then I also go back. We're talking Maryland football. How did you have haves and have-nots? Who's a have with Maryland football? Who was getting a big NIL deal with Maryland football? Name one Maryland player not named Tagovailoa over the last 5 years. That's hard to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I knew that Talia played there, but outside of that, I don't know that I can name another Maryland player.
Of Maryland.
Stephon Diggs.
Boomer Esiason.
I'm out. Seriously, once you get past Stephon Diggs and Boomer Esiason, it's going to be, didn't Frank Reich play there? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Boo. I'm back in the lead. Who you got?
I am going to go.
You can almost say any name, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they played at Maryland. Yeah.
This is Shane Gillis with the WNBA players.
That's right. Everybody
I don't know. Look, Maryland.
Dylan says Vernon Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good
Dylan.
tight end.
Dylan, you're in. Joseph
Who was it,
also,
Mike Singletary that sent him to the locker room?
Yeah, Joseph also with the Vernon Davis. All Brooks said Darius Hayward-Bay. That's right.
I did think about Darius Hayward-Bay, a straight-line wide receiver that could absolutely fly.
Yeah.
Had some of the worst hands for a wide receiver.
Yeah. Maryland just not – it's a pretty forgettable program. I forget often they're even in the Big Ten. They still seem like an ACC program to me, and they've been out of the ACC for a very long time. But it was Sean Merriman. Thank you, Joseph. Joseph apparently went to Darnell Dockett from Morgan. Ty Pigram from that's a local guy, too. I forgot about Ty Pigram. He came in that one game. I can't remember who they were playing. It was an early season
Dominique
game.
Foxworth.
Yeah.
I thought he was Oak State.
Oh, Foxworth?
I thought he was, but it just popped up.
Okay.
Randy White.
Yeah, the former Dallas quarterback. They've had more good players
Chris
than we remember.
Jenkins.
Yeah. But it's still a forgettable program. I agree with you. You picked that one first. I thought that was an amazing admission that Mike Locksley is admitting he lost his own locker room. So, I don't know. Like if I'm doing a checklist, keep guy, fire guy, that's definitely in the fire guy check.
Yeah.
Like, lost locker room last year. There's a check. So I definitely think he's coaching uphill.
Here's the sad reality, though. I think there's a lot more out there that this is going on.
Oh, probably so. I just wonder if that's what I said. If every coach was honest, how many would have said the same exact thing right there?
Well, look, you know how much I like Kalen DeBoer, and I think you really respect him. And look, the season wasn't a disaster. They were the last team out last year. But the one game you continue to hear after the Tennessee game how bad the locker room was. And so I don't know how much of that was NIL, but there were a point a lot of people believed in that moment that the players kind of took over that locker room in not a great way.
Yeah, that was I'm not going to say understandable. I was talking to somebody about this last night. Real quick, what was the actual trivia question at Odie's once I stole your trivia question from our robot?
Which came first, Jennifer Lopez or Wendy's? My robot is not creative enough to come up with that question, but Jennifer Lopez or Wendy's? You got to guess there, Tyler.
I'm going to go with Wendy's.
J-Lo, coming up, we've got 8 downs today because I did a 4 downs before this, so I don't know how we want to roll on that.
Well, we can do 2 4 downs as far as I'm concerned.
But J-Lo turns 56 today, but just a few months after that, November of 1969, Wendy's came out. So J-Lo just a few months older than Wendy's. Some of the trivia you learn when you come out to Odie's Team Trivia. We had our friends from Michelson Laser Vision. They showed up in bulk last night. There was 10 of them. We appreciate them coming by. But just a fun place, great crowd last night. And Odie's Fest is coming up this weekend. So if you're looking for great music, live music, Yacht Rock Review is going to be out there Saturday night, the original location that we were at. Tickets still available, but going fast, odiesfest.com. But stop in, enjoy lunch or dinner. Rodney Davis has been doing it for almost 40 years now. Ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. 2 locations, Crestline, newest location, Edgewood, is Odie's Tavern.
All right, Johnston RV Center, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Always online, johnstonrvcenter.com. You can find almost any price range, something for you at Johnston RV Center. If you're looking to, with approved credit, get in the RV game, everything from the smaller tow behinds to the big motorhomes, all right there. RV warranty forever. Make sure you got a lifetime warranty on anything that is new or qualifying pre-owned, also at Johnston RV. You can see more online, johnstonrvcenter.com. That's johnstonrvcenter.com. I'm sorry, Tyler. I was talking to someone last night who is part of the Alabama atmosphere. I don't know how to say it. They're not like a coach. I'm not going to say I'm talking to a coach, but somebody associated with Alabama athletics. And they were talking about what you just mentioned right there. They're like, yeah, look, I know there was a lot of media reports about a potentially fractured locker room last year with Alabama. He said, I think that was overblown, honestly. He said, but I am also going to tell you that I think there were some issues that any coach gets when they take over for another coach. He goes, you take over for another coach, you've got some players that have been in a program a long time and they've played for the previous coach a long time. And in their mind, we're going to keep doing it the same way we've always done it. And this new coach comes in and is like, well, yeah, we're going to change some of these things. He goes, there is almost always going to be resistance to this. He's like, I've been in college athletics and professional athletics a long time. He goes, it happens at every single stop. Anytime there's a coaching change, if you've got veterans, there are going to be some that are not willing to get on board. And he goes, it's not like a belligerent thing, and it's not like a breaking the locker room apart thing. He says it normally comes in small things. And he goes, the small things start to add up as the year goes, and you just get in some situations that just aren't the best. And he said, I think that happened with Alabama last year.
And you know what really happens is a loss magnifies everything.
That's right.
And because they played so poorly in that second half, and there were reports of certain players throwing their helmets and screaming at other players, and at that point, Alabama had lost 2 or 3 and sitting at 5-2 at that point, 2-2 in conference, with a full backside of a schedule to go. It looked like Alabama had no shot coming out of Knoxville. With as bad as the defense was in Nashville, as bad as the offense was in Knoxville, there were people that were like, Kalen DeBoer is over his head with this job. But they were able to kind of calm it down a little bit outside of the Oklahoma hiccup. But you could tell there was something going on there. And it's very understandable because, as you said, not only is it one coach taking over for another, but it's a coach that was there 17 years that had such a definitive style and culture. And then you've got a new guy coming in. And, I don't know how you would handle this. You walk into what's an incredible culture, but it's not your culture. You want that culture,
I know,
but you want it a little looser. You want to have your fingerprints on it, so you don't want to change it too much. That's really a delicate balance.
Yeah, it absolutely is, especially when you're, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, I'm just saying, or I'm not even talking about Alabama, this is just abroad. like when your team leaders are part of the reason that culture is the way it is, right? And you have to come in and tell your team leaders, great job doing that, but that's not how we're doing this part of it anymore. So, I mean, those are things that first-year coaches have to work their way through. Most first-year coaches don't walk into the situation Kalen DeBoer walked into, where you've got a culture, one way of doing it, and it has been incredibly successful. So when you start telling people we're going to change these things, why would we change?
Well, and this,
we've won 1 billion games doing this. Why would we change?
I think this is why it's so significant that Kalen DeBoer and this staff didn't have one guy transfer out after the spring. And, there's going to be other fan bases that'll shit on that, and they're going to be like, that's not that big of a deal. Well, in year 2, when you had a little dysfunction in year 1, what that tells me is people weren't bitching and complaining about their NIL deals, and they like what's going on in that locker room. To me, that says a lot, and it's one of the reasons I like this Alabama team so much in 2025.
All right, more college football. James Franklin talks pressure when we return, and we'll do our first of 2 4 downs. We've got 8 downs today. You want to go first? Will you do the first?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right. First,
it's all celebrity birthdays.
Okay. No celebrity birthdays in yours. I've already looked ahead at yours. No celebrity birthdays.
I've got one.
Oh, yeah, you do, don't you? Yep. Yeah, so 5 celebrity birthdays today.
There's a lot.
First 4 downs of 2 today. That is next on the next round.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This hour of the next round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
All right, Auburn fans, I want you to become a member of thebarnauburn.com and join in on the fun. Whether it's recruiting discussions, off-season chatter, or the latest Auburn athletics news, we've got it all. Get $25 off your annual subscription when you sign up for your account at thebarnauburn.com today. War Eagle.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
All right, we continue on the next round. I didn't introduce us earlier. I guess everybody knows who we are, though. That's Lance Taylor. I'm Ryan Brown. Dunaway back tomorrow for Show 1000. Tyler.
Wait, what are the chances it's really Show 1000?
Scott Forrester, 100% based on our current count.
Hey, Forrester, what do you think? Well, would you risk your life,
$1
million to it being Show 1000?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
no chance.
You think we're within 10, though?
Yeah, I think we're close enough.
Good shot, yeah.
Depends on who counted.
So now I will say it's Show 1000 since we accepted a number and Dunaway started keeping up with it. I mean, we're to 1,000 based on that.
I mean, I've got us on 1,004 right now, but again, my math gets thrown off sometimes.
At one point, maybe a year ago, we had 3 different counts.
That's
there
right.
was Dunaway's count.
Yep.
We had an intern that counted shows.
I know, and those didn't match. Yeah. And
weren't even close.
And we agreed on a consolidated number, and we said from this moment forward, we're going with that number. And I do trust Dunaway to keep up with it from that moment forward, because I know every day he comes in, he marks off what day it is until college football season starts. I couldn't even tell you that. Jim keeps up with that on the show. I'm going to guess from week 0 or 30 days.
That sounds about right.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I know he does that, and then he'll mark what show this is. So I trust his math from that number.
We were going to celebrate it at some point, so we might as well go with that number tomorrow.
On a Friday?
Good Friday, yes.
Yeah, on a Friday. We're definitely going to do it. All right, so that is tomorrow. Coming up later in the show, by the way, a college football coach with a burger recipe I have never heard.
Okay.
And I'm going to call it controversial.
I had a really good burger last night. I'll tell you where.
All right. I'm going to call this one controversial.
Okay.
It is. It's a strange one. All right. Here is James Franklin. Cut 10, Tyler, if you will. This is a guy. I'm not talking hot seat. Okay. Don't make this a hot seat answer, Lance. Is there a coach under more pressure in America than this guy this year, James Franklin? Now, this is not about he's going to lose his job.
I see exactly what you're saying, and I would say probably not. It was, but if we would have said this last year at this time, Ryan Day is in this same situation. They've gone out, they've spent a reported $30 million on staff and NIL, and he has yet to win a national championship. He had a ton of pressure to win a national championship. I guess Franklin, it just sounds funny. It made sense when you said it out loud with Ryan Day. It doesn't make sense to say James Franklin. It's the expectation is national championship or bust.
Yeah.
But it kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sark's under a lot of pressure, obviously.
Yeah.
This is not a hot seat conversation again. Sark's under a lot of pressure, but I don't know that he's under more than James Franklin.
It's close.
It is close.
Just because Franklin's got the experienced quarterback in Drew Aller. But, I mean, this is the next coming.
All right, so here is
Arch Manning.
James Franklin starts by talking about his roster. This is a bit of a long soundbite, so stick with it. Starts by talking about his roster, but then ends up being asked about pressure. Here's the Penn State head coach.
This is the best combined personnel that I think we've had at Penn State. And when I talk about personnel, I'm talking about players and staff from a depth, from a talent standpoint, and from an experience standpoint.
You mentioned that you feel like you've had the best personnel this year that you've ever had at Penn State. Does that add pressure for you guys to feel like, this is your year to go and win a championship?
Yeah, the way I would describe it is this, right? There's a ton of conversations that are happening nationally, right? And we embrace that, we've earned that. based on what we've been able to do and what we got coming back. There's a lot of people that are excited on a national level talking about us. But the reality is, when it comes to the Lash football building or when it comes to local, these are always the expectations at Penn State. We had what a lot of people would consider a really good season last year. We were a game away from playing for the national championship, and you could actually make the argument a drive away for playing for the national championship. But it didn't feel that way, right? Because the expectations at Penn State are really high. So we embrace that. I came to Penn State understanding that, knowing that. Our players did as well. So I think the conversations that you're talking about nationally are happening, and we appreciate that, but it hasn't really changed close to home, and it hasn't changed internally in our program, because these are always our expectations.
Yeah, James Franklin clearly knows he's the popular pick to win the Big Ten. I mean, he referenced that twice when he generically talks about conversations happening nationally.
With the media, not with Las Vegas.
No.
We went through the odds yesterday. Right. The shortest odds to win the conference, Ohio State, followed by Oregon and then by Penn State. You can't deny that he hasn't done a really, really good job, especially over the last 3 years, 34 wins. He said possibly a drive away from playing for a national championship. 2020, not only was it a strange season, in the Big Ten, it was the strangest ever. If you just go back and you pull Big Ten standings for 2020, none of it made sense. So we give everyone a pass on that. But in 2021, he was 7-6 coming off that 4-5. And at that point, with the money he was making, there was a ton of pressure on him to go out and perform. And they won 11 games, then they won 10 games, and last year 13 wins. And they've been really good in conference. I mean, over the last 3 years, this is a team that is 22-5 in conference in the Big Ten. So he's done a really good job, but the next step is getting to and for Penn State fans, winning another national championship, their first outright since 1986.
I'm trying to pull this up. The Saturday, September 27th schedule, I have it in 2 seconds, because that's the first game they've really got to worry about there. That schedule, though, week 5, is an incredible day of football. You're going to have Alabama, Georgia that night, 6:30 ESPN. You're going to have LSU, Ole Miss, which that's a very early, interesting game in terms of an SEC team going to the college football playoffs when you've got LSU and Ole Miss playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those games where you could be like, damn, this Ole Miss team is kind of,
that's right,
off the radar, but it could be one of the big surprise teams, maybe going back to like a South Carolina last year. And, if LSU was to lose that game, boy.
Really, I mean, that puts them behind the 8 ball. You got Ohio State at Washington, which you said is going to be a double-digit favorite, but Ohio State will be, obviously. But, I mean, if they trip up one, if Washington is as good as Klatt and to a certain extent you think they might be, I mean, Ohio State can't sleepwalk through that game.
No.
That would be one of those I would put on. If you've got a wild day of football, that's one of the upsets that could potentially happen in a wild day of football.
We don't have a time yet on that, do we?
We do not. You do. I know it's not going to be 6:30 because that's the NBC Oregon-Penn State game.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and you're definitely not going to go Big Ten versus Big Ten in that slot.
No. So you're probably, I'm going to
guess. It's got to be 2:30.
I think it's going to be your CBS game if I had to guess, Ohio State at Washington.
Which, I mean, for out there, you're still looking at a 12:30 kick. That kind of kills the atmosphere a little bit. Yeah. I'm sure they're going to be hyped up. And that seems like, although the shaky camera used to rock, it seems kind of like a wine and cheese crowd, doesn't it?
I would agree, yeah. It kind of does.
You pull up on a yacht.
I think the reason for the hold on that is the Big Noon Kick hasn't announced that day. They're not going to take Ohio State, Washington because it's a West Coast game. They're probably going to end up with USC, Illinois. But that is a heck of a day of football. But right there front and center is going to be Penn State and Oregon, because if James Franklin is ever going to shake what everybody says about James Franklin, he's got to start winning some of these games, and that one's going to be massive. I mean, Penn State is going to be a top 5 team. Don't you think Oregon, at least top 10? I mean, that's a top 10 matchup.
They're probably top 5. So,
well, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to have 3
Texas,
Big Ten teams.
Penn State. I think it's going to go Ohio State 3. I think Georgia will be 4, and then Alabama or Oregon at 5.
So it depends on which one it is, Bama or Oregon. So you think Penn State's going to be ranked number 2?
I do.
So not only are they the overwhelming media choice to win, you think the media is also going to vote them number 2 in the nation.
Yeah, I don't think this is doing any favors for James Franklin with the expectations already there. But, being picked to win the Big Ten, and then I do think they're going to be the preseason number 2 team. Man, you're right. I mean, it's not even a sneaky good Saturday.
No, it's an amazing Saturday.
Yeah, just some of the off games. Notre Dame at Arkansas.
Oh, I forgot to bring that one up because that is a very losable game for Notre Dame.
Yeah. There's some I could, pull out here. But USC at Illinois, Auburn at A&M.
Yeah, your ESPN lineup is probably going to be Arkansas. I think it is, in fact. Or no, I think we've speculated it's going to be Arkansas, Notre Dame at Arkansas in the early game. LSU Ole Miss in the middle of the day game, and Alabama Georgia night game. Just your ESPN schedule is going to be incredible.
And this is a weird game to bring up, and it's probably at 11 o'clock, but Tennessee at Mississippi State, these are the kind of games that Jeff Lebby's got a shot in, right? That you need to win a couple of these games to get a little momentum for the fan base. Yeah. And that would be a bad loss for Heupel. But, I'm not going to be surprised if Mississippi State in September in Starkville was able to pull off this upset over Tennessee.
I wouldn't I don't want to wish away. I don't want to wish away the 30 days of summer to get us to college football. I like living those days. I don't want to wish away the first month of college football, but that week 5 is as good a week as we've had in a long time on paper.
You think you'll be on the couch?
1,000%. I was just thinking like Alabama, Georgia, you couldn't fly me private, put me in a suite. I'd rather stay at home and watch.
Okay, here's where the casual college football fan will miss out. You will have some weddings scheduled here. You know why?
Why?
Because both Alabama and Auburn are out of state.
Oof.
Alabama's playing in Athens. Yeah. Auburn's playing in College Station. And you will have somebody, hey, look, just because everybody's going to be in town, let's schedule the game for here. Yes. Or, schedule the wedding for here.
One of the best regular season days we've had in forever.
It would take, you wouldn't pay for it, so never mind. I was going to say, it'd take your daughter's wedding to get you.
She knows better.
Yeah. Well, and again, you wouldn't pay for it.
There's zero chance she would do a football season wedding. She knows better. All right, Breakline Optics is going to bring you part 1 of our 8 downs today. Lance is going to give his 4 in just one moment. These sunglasses I have that we used for breaking news earlier, you can buy those and many others at breaklineoptics.com. These are molded polarized Trivex lenses, which means they are impossible to break. That's what you get with Breakline Optics. You get great-looking glasses that are durable. They're made to last. They're made to use outdoors because that's who started this company. Guys that love to fish and hunt and play golf and be on the lake and be out in the ocean and be on the river. So they wanted to build sunglasses that were durable and would withstand the stuff that you run into there and the elements like salt water, sun. They don't fade. Things like that. These are glasses that look great. They fit great. They are made to last, men's and women's. They are so durable. You could see more online, breaklineoptics.com, breaklineoptics.com. If you want to see them for yourself, Deep South Outfitters in Birmingham are always online, breaklineoptics.com. By the way, I'm told our code still works there, TNR 25. Is that what we went with? 20, 25? I'll double check that.
Yeah, I can reach out to Cleve.
Yeah, let's reach out to Cleve.
Try both TNR 20 and TNR 25.
Just try.
One of them would work.
I will tell you, again, the house-divided couple that we had dinner with last night, he had his Breakline glasses, our buddy Brad.
Oh, yeah. They're good-looking glasses. All right, Tyler.
First down.
Okay, so I exaggerated this a little bit. There are 4 celebrity birthdays, but I am going to pair one up, and I pulled one out.
So we're 3 downs now? We're
it's going to be 4 downs, but these first 2 are strangely Bears-related. Yeah. More wins this year, the Chicago Bears or the Fighting Illini of Illinois?
More what?
Wins.
I will go Fighting Illini of Illinois. I'm not 100% a believer in them, but if they get to 8, I think 8-4. I think the Bears could easily be an 8-win team, so I'll go Illinois. I guess what I'm saying is I think it's easier for Illinois to get over 8 than it is Chicago.
Yeah. Look, the expectation for Illinois is 10 wins again at least to get to a college football playoff, which sounds crazy. I'm actually going to take the Bears here. The safe play is Illinois.
Right.
But I've got a feeling the Bears are going to be really improved, and I think Illinois' schedule is a little more difficult than they think. I am going to say the Bears surprise and win 9 games, 9-8. I think Ben Johnson is going to be a massive difference maker with that offense.
Do you remember that weird season where the Bears played their games? 2 seasons, I think.
In
Champaign.
Yeah.
And it's like 2.5 hours from Chicago. It wasn't particularly close to Chicago.
I think I'm remembering this right, too. We've got the weirdest, laws regarding alcohol and they've changed a lot. People have gotten a little more liberal when it comes to these laws. But I'm almost positive when they were playing those games in Champaign, you couldn't drink beer on Sundays in Champaign.
Oh, so they had blue laws?
I think so.
Wow. Boy, I bet Bears fans.
I think I remember that right. That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. It was 2 seasons, I think, when they were basically building new Soldier Field inside of old Soldier Field.
Yeah,
if you've
which,
ever
by
been
the
to
way,
Chicago,
I went last summer to
Right.
the Metallica concert at Soldier Field. Not a great venue.
Strangest looking stadium. Like if you've ever been to Chicago, it looks like a spaceship landed inside of old Soldier Field. It's what it looks like.
It is very strange.
Very bizarre. And they're already talking about building a new one there.
Second down.
Which just sounds like you think they should.
I mentioned Ben Johnson. Better next 3 years, the Chicago Bears or Ben Johnson's former employer, the Detroit Lions?
Probably still going to Detroit, though. I made the case 2 days ago when we did our win total changes that I think the Lions are obviously going to fall off a little bit for 12 wins. Or 15 wins. I'm sorry. They were 15 wins last year. I'm going to say they still have more wins than the Bears over the next 3.
They're going to get a big head start, I think, this year. They probably have 3 or 4 more wins this year, but then I think it really evens out. I think this is going to be close. I am going to play Chicago in this.
Oh, wow. That is bad news for Dan Campbell and the Lions if the Bears pass them in a very, very competitive division.
Yeah, again, I think I'm way in the minority on anybody that would play the Bears to have more wins over the next 3 years, but I'm going to roll the dice here. I like Jared Goff. He's turned into a really, really good NFL quarterback, but I think ultimately, I think Caleb Williams is going to be an elite quarterback, and I think that will be the difference.
Third down.
Karl Malone, the mailman.
62
years old today. I bet he's still in great shape.
Probably so. Mailman's a big old dude, man.
Which former Jazz player had the better career, Karl Malone or Pistol Pete Maravich?
So I obviously remember Karl, do not remember Pistol Pete. I didn't watch any of his professional career.
Back to something you brought up yesterday, Karl was on the original Dream Team.
I know. Now, Pistol Pete, had he been playing, might have been as well.
I mean, Pistol Pete, there was something about, as good as Malone was, and you can make an argument the best 4 of all time, Pistol Pete, there was like this aura about him.
Well, he definitely had the better collegiate career, and Malone had the better professional career.
It was almost like he was a mythological figure.
He really was. Even though
he was 5'1", but he could score with
a mythological figure that everybody saw play, so there was no myth to it, right? But, I mean, everybody's got a Pistol Pete story if you grew up around here. Like, I'm convinced there were 150,000 people at Coleman Coliseum that night. Pistol Pete scored 60 points or whatever it was. I've had so many people I've heard talk about being at that actual game.
That's the same as the 69 Arch Manning Ole Miss Alabama game.
Yeah, the Archie Manning versus Jeff Rutledge at Legion Field. So I am going to say Karl Malone, though, overall had the better career. Now, I don't really know a whole lot of what he did at Louisiana Tech.
Now, there wasn't like a tutorial video on Karl Malone like there was Pistol Pete. There wasn't a made-for-TV movie on Karl Malone. But Karl Malone with his cowboy hat, I'm hunting Mexican girls. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. And I just remember the fact that he owned a 18-wheeler. Or at least he owned the rig. I don't know if he owned the trailer as well.
Oh, the best. Do you remember, and I think it was an LSU game where they flashed to the stands. Karl Malone had 2 phones and one was a flip phone.
I don't remember that. I'm going to pull up his
That was recent.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up his college stats. Do you remember how good he was at La Tech?
I don't remember how good he was at La Tech. I would say at La Tech he was probably like a 24-12 guy.
Not quite. 18-9 career. Let me see if his best year was 24-12.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
His best year, 10 rebounds was the high he had on average. His first year, he was a 20-10 guy. That's weird. He got worse as he went. He was a 20-10 guy his first year, so double-double his first year, and then never did that again. But, boy, he did it in the NBA. He could play.
Fourth down.
Okay, heavyweights here. Jennifer Lopez, we mentioned earlier, 56 years old today. Barry Bonds, 61. Better career.
Barry Bonds.
J-Lo or Barry Bonds?
I'm going to go Barry Bonds here. Barry Bonds considered, steroids aside, let's take steroids off the table. If you did that, now some would say, well, he wouldn't be the player he was without the steroids. But if you take that off the table and just don't consider that part of the argument, you can easily make an argument best Major League Baseball player of all time.
Yeah. I mean, he's the best I've ever seen.
You can make that argument.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's an absolute.
Ken Griffey Jr. would have been that guy if he wouldn't have battled the injuries.
Right.
But again, the most feared player I've ever seen at the plate is Barry Bonds. I mean, that when he was what was the number, 72?
Yeah, I think that's right. 73?
I mean, anytime he got one pitch, and he would get one pitch, what did they say, a series?
That's what I was going to bring up, and I can't remember who said this, but somebody was talking about how Barry Bonds would get one good pitch a series.
Oh, and it left the park.
And that's what he said. It would always leave the park, and that's why I only got one per series.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with you. Jennifer Lopez, though, I don't know what she hasn't done, from being a Laker girl way back in the day to, being a box office draw to being one of the biggest top 40 artists of all time.
To being an accomplice to murder.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, Tyler.
That was that the P. Diddy thing?
Yep. She hid the gun for him.
Tyler taking the
things we do for love, Tyler.
Tyler taking the darker out there, but all right.
Well, I had thought about adding Jennifer Lopez to my 4 downs, but then I just thought, what has she done that's good?
Out of Sight.
Out of Sight.
Steve Soderbergh movie.
Never seen
based
it,
on Elmore Leonard.
Don't think I've ever seen it.
George Clooney, Don Cheadle, Louise Guzman, Albert Brooks.
Is it a really good movie, or are you being sarcastic?
No, it's really, really good. It's
Is
one of my
she
favorite
good in
movies.
it?
She's really good. She plays Karen Sisko, FBI agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's trying to find Jack Cates. Not Jack Cates. Jack Cates was Nick Nolte in 48 Hours. I forgot Jack, what his last name was. Played by Jack Foley.
Yeah.
Very good movie. I loved it. But I've talked to other people that are like, I really didn't get it. Steven Zahn's in it. You like Steve Zahn?
Yeah. I've never seen it. I guess I need to go watch it.
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
All right, that is the first half of 4 downs. We'll do Tyler's in just a little bit. There is a update on Justin Fields, and it's a good update.
Okay, good.
From Kimberly A. Martin of ESPN. Huge sigh of relief in Florham Park. A player stepped on Justin Fields' toe, and the Jets QB should be fine. Seems a bit dramatic that we carted him off with he stepped on a toe, but I'm glad that is the news.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he was playing for Brazil and this is a World Cup, you can understand how dramatic he might be if he got his toe stepped on. But yeah, I mean, it just read Justin Fields carted off the field. Carted off.
Yeah.
With a lower leg injury is what it initially said. The severity yet not known. And now they're saying right toe injury.
Somebody stepped on his toe. So that
I will tell you though, man, I broke the toe in the surf, the middle toe that you can't do anything about.
Yeah.
When we were in Hawaii a few months ago. And I've never lost a toenail, but it wants to come off.
Oh, still?
Yeah,
to this day?
And it's still swollen.
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing. Just not getting the right blood flow. So they might go Dion on me. I might have that ninja foot where you're missing, which will be a terrible look, missing the middle toe.
Well, you just can't wear flip-flops.
Be kind of like the Longhorn with one still up.
Forrester's mic, please. Scott Forrester, our director of video. DJ Shockley just now on Twitter, Scott. First day of camp. I'll remind you of this, Scott. Get ready, NFL, DJ says. This Falcons offense is going to do some special things this year.
I mean, they should.
It's just the first day of camp, but this offense is so multiple when it comes to personnel. Oh, yeah, the Penix plus Pitts connection is alive.
Dude,
that's got to excite you, Scott.
Can they keep teams from scoring 40 against them?
Well, they may have to score 41 a lot.
Well, you haven't seen elite quarterback play with that trio. When we talked about Drake London, Bijan Robinson, outside of Saquon is probably your best overall back. And then you throw in Kyle Pitts, who was just a mismatch, just a nightmare at the collegiate level with Florida. And he's got that kind of potential. They just haven't had elite quarterback play. If you get elite quarterback play, you finally have edge rushers that you guys went out and drafted this year. I think it could all come together for the Atlanta Falcons.
I would love to see it.
Enough that you're willing to pick them in the South? Tampa's the favorite there.
This is the first time, though, after 5 consecutive years of Tampa winning the South, that people have recognized Tampa, which is bad news
Probably so.
for Tampa.
Yeah.
So I do think I would lean Atlanta's going to be better than Carolina. So I almost would go.
I don't understand the Carolina love. I don't.
Well, I think it's that Bryce Young showed his best form in the last few games last year, and people think he can carry that over this year.
Yeah, and I think his relationship with Dave Canales. I mean, Canales is an offensive guy that he's kind of learning his way as a head coach.
But I am with you, Scott. I think we've jumped on that a little too early. Like, I think they could show improvement. I don't think they can win the South.
Yeah, here's the way I would have it right now. I go Atlanta 10 wins. I go the Bucks 9 wins, and I probably go Carolina 8 wins. It's going to be all jammed up.
Sign me up for that.
I'm sure you would. And then I'll have New Orleans at 3-14.
More talking season when we return, and also Phil Steele gives us his surprise teams for this upcoming college football season. That is all next on The Next Round, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We are live right now in the Birmingham Racecourse Casino studios.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel A. Moore's upcoming Alabama basketball painting, Buzzer Beater. Closing out the regular season, Alabama and Auburn faced off in a top 10 matchup. With less than 1 second remaining in overtime and the game tied at 91, Mark Sears launched a 15-foot floater that sealed the Tide's victory. Visit DanielMooreArt.com and see the artist's preliminary sketch of this historic Bama win. And take advantage of special pre-production pricing for Buzzer Beater.
Looking to expand your business? Let The Next Round help you. Contact us, sales@nextroundlive.com, and be part of the team. Advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platforms. The Next Round can take your business to the next level. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, while reaching the most desirable audience for your business. Get more information by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level using The Next Round.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, talking season continues. We'll hear some Dan Lanning in just a moment. Tyler, number 9, please. And then Mike Norvell. We'll hear what they have to say about the upcoming season. New Life Art will have some artwork probably commemorating things that happened in this season, potentially. For years, Daniel A. Moore has done great artwork on Alabama athletics. Everything from the goal line stand against Penn State all the way up to the buzzer beater for Alabama basketball. Mark Sears' game-winning shot, the buzzer beater as they played down on the plains at Auburn in Neville Arena against the Auburn Tigers to end last year's regular season on that Elite 8 run. Promo code TNR when you go to DanielMooreArt.com. That's DanielMooreArt.com, code TNR. And you can save on all your purchases from Daniel A. Moore. New Life Art, DanielMooreArt.com. That is DanielMooreArt.com, code TNR. Dan Lanning, I don't know. What is where are you on Dan Lanning? Like, I mean, just give me, when I say Dan Lanning, your reaction is what?
He is potentially going to be an elite coach. I think he's got all the makings. I think his players love him. I think he's got really good command. He's done an outstanding job, really, outside of big games. And, that's that next step you got to take to be an elite coach. But you look at the big games that they've played. They did win a Big Ten championship, and they were the number 1 seed, but the bigger game is the game after that. Once you get to the college football playoff, they got run off the field when they played Ohio State. And then I go back, the year before, he had multiple matchups with Kalen DeBoer and couldn't win those games.
Here he is talking about that game. One of the games you bring up a lot is that a game against Ohio State last year, not the regular season one, obviously, but the one, the college
where he took credit
playoffs.
for his incredible coaching.
Incredible coaching. You know what he didn't have? Incredible coaching in the Rose Bowl last year against Ohio State. Here is Dan Lanning.
To what extent did the way last season ended motivate your team coming into this offseason and winter workouts and all that thing?
Yeah, for me as a coach, I've always I think every coach probably feels this way, but we always remember the losses over the wins. I think there's a lot you can learn from that. It doesn't take away from what we were able to accomplish, but we lost to a great team. Coach Day did an unbelievable job last year of having his team in position to have success there, and there's some things that I feel like I could have done better there at the end. We didn't play – I don't think we played our best football. That being said, we did go undefeated in the conference. We won the Big Ten championship in our first year. So, like I said, double down, learn, focus on our process. What do we have to continue to improve? There's always learning lessons, but it doesn't necessarily impact the future.
I think he's also in that bucket, fair or unfair, with James Franklin and Steve Sarkisian, where the Oregon fan base, with kind of sight unseen Dante Moore taking over this offense, national championship or bust.
I mean, Lance, if they get past Penn State and that Week 5 game that we talked about earlier,
they're going to cruise.
Crap.
Yeah.
Such an open schedule for them.
I could see either at Iowa or at Washington being a stumbling block, but when you look at the schedule, it's really difficult not to envision 10-2, worst case, and getting to a college football playoff again.
I don't know how many Power 5 teams I would say I just don't see a path to them missing the playoffs. Like, I can make a case for almost any of them, even the contenders. I can see a path to them not making the playoffs. Oregon, it's hard for me to make the case they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, so I think their win total is 10.5. Would you play over that? Would you?
I think I would.
See, I think I would. Boy, it would be.
Well, that under's hard to pull the trigger
I know,
on.
Because you've got to rely on really James Franklin to win a big game. And then you got to find one of the losses where Oregon's going to be favored. So, yeah, I probably would. And I'll tell you, 11-1 coming off 12-0. I mean, you got to start saying that Dan Lanning's an elite coach. But you got to win some of these games.
You do. I mean, yeah, if you're 11-1, if your last 2 regular seasons, as Scott showed you that Oregon schedule, if your last 2 regular seasons are 20, what would that be, 23-1 in the Big Ten? I don't care what you say about Big Ten competition. 23-1 any power conference is an amazing regular season run.
You know, and we'll see how good Washington is. That is a scary game to end the year.
You're right. It's a rivalry game up there.
Yeah. And he really hasn't had success. I know it was Kalen DeBoer's Washington. Now it's Jed Fish's Washington. But that's going to be a tough game. USC will be a tough game. At Iowa will be a tough game. Indiana at Penn State. Oklahoma State week 2. If that game was in Stillwater, it'd be a little more interesting.
It would be. I mean, that's a Oklahoma State team that didn't even win a conference game last year, so it's hard for me to make a case they go beat Oregon. Oregon State, there's some bad blood there, obviously, but that game's in Outson, so hard for me to believe that they're going to they play Northwestern in that makeshift stadium, I think. By the way, have you seen the Northwestern, the stadium designs, and how much that stadium is? It's going to be the most expensive stadium in college football. Now, that's a bit misleading because most of these stadiums have been built over the years. So when you say most expensive stadium in college football, you know, a stadium like Bryant-Denny was built for one price, and then you added on for a price and added on for a price and added on for a price. It's not like they built Bryant-Denny in one fell swoop.
You know, speaking of Northwestern, before we were doing a show together, so this is probably 08 or 09, I remember talking about Pat Fitzgerald could be the next Joe Paterno. You know, he's at his school. He's never going to leave. And then you had that scandal, the hazing scandal. And I don't know what Pat Fitzgerald's doing now. Do you?
I think I saw that he is he on an NFL staff?
Oh, no. Loyola Academy in Illinois, a volunteer assistant.
What is Loyola Academy? Is that a high school?
It's got to be.
So is this guy going to be blackballed the rest of his life for this, you think?
College prep high school. I don't know. I mean, was the severity of the hazing incident? I don't remember it being that bad, but again, I lose track of scandals.
I do too. I lose track of how bad they all are.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see. So his kid did play for the Loyola Academy.
Oh, okay. So he's coaching his
team
son.
Starting quarterback.
Oh, even more. I got you.
I don't know. I just remember him as being a really good coach at Northwestern. I mean, if you've got a 9-win, 8-win, 10-win, 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 9-win, 7-win, I mean, people forget how bad that program was. He had them playing in the Big Ten championship game. That's pretty impressive.
I mean, that is pretty. Now, it was a function of a bad division, but yeah, that is impressive. All right, here's Mike Norvell, the Florida State head coach, Alabama's week 1 opponent, and there has been so much talking from Florida State. Now, this is actual talking season. I mean, Mike Norvell's got to talk. He's standing behind a podium, so this is not like he just pulled this out of nowhere, but this was a bad football team last year. How do you avoid that? Here's what Mike Norvell says.
Well, you know, you talk about the climb, and, you know, we all have a desired destination. Everybody wants to get to the top, right? And we've seen that. A couple of years ago, we got to lift the trophy. You know, most people talk about it. We've seen it. We know what that looks like, right? But on the flip side of it, you know, when you're climbing a mountain, there might be some times where you slip and where you stumble. But the most important step along the journey is the next one. And people that are willing, that regardless of circumstance, regardless of what you find yourself in, that you're willing to take the step to go be your best, to put everything that you have in, right? And I don't want a team full of sidekicks. Right, I want guys that are willing to grasp it, to hold it, to push it, to step forward, and to go be it. Right, and that's what's needed. And that's what I believe that I'm seeing within this football team. That's what once again, we start fall camp next Wednesday. Right, and I want them to be pissed off to go be their best every single day. Right, it's not about last year. It's not about anything that they've done up to this point in their career. It's about this season with each day and every step that's in front of us to go put it on display for what you want to be. Don't talk about it. Let's go do it.
Fiery Mike Norvell.
So I don't know what the buyout is.
That's your response.
But I've got a feeling.
Fiery Mike Norvell?
Yeah, I've got a feeling that they are going to be right around 500 this year. And there's a chance they're going to be under 500. And when you look at this, that's going to be 4 of the 6 years he's been in Tallahassee where he's had sub-500 records. That's unacceptable, especially in the ACC, especially when teams like SMU are getting not only to the ACC championship game, but going to the college football playoff. Look, he had a great season in 2023. We'll never know how it would have ended up if Jordan Travis would have been healthy. but they were 2-10 last year. And, the first couple of years weren't good. I don't know what you think of Mike Norvell. I still can't figure him out. It's kind of an incomplete to me. I don't have a huge expectation. Castellanos is going to be an upgrade at quarterback position. But, when they were really good in 2023, they were dominant defensively.
Yeah.
I don't see that again. But again, with transfer portal and guys coming in, you can flip a roster quickly. I just don't have a huge expectation. And when you look at this schedule, they are opening with one of the worst teams they could open with.
That is. For a bounce-back year, you're right.
Yeah. Look, and if they pull off a miraculous upset, and we've seen much bigger upsets, then Alabama's going to be a 13.5, 14-point favorite here. So, one of those will go down each and every week in college football. So if they pull that off, it's completely different. But if you lose that game, you've still got to take on, well, I guess Miami's not till the first week of October. So you should beat East Texas A&M, Kent State. Hope. But then you got to go to Charlottesville.
Is that tough?
I don't think it's tough.
Friday night game.
Based on last year, it would have been really difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to pull back a little bit because the schedule is really forgiving. I don't think they can beat Alabama. They can't beat Clemson on the road, and I don't think they're going to beat Florida on the road, although it's a rivalry game. Then you've got coin flip games. At home against Miami, probably at home against Pittsburgh, at NC State. So this thing could be anywhere from 6-6 to 10-2.
Yeah.
But
6-6, you think maybe gets a fire. We may not know his actual buyout simply because he restructured his contract, if you remember, and my guess is that probably impacted his buyout somehow, and I don't know that anybody's ever gotten the freedom of information to see his restructured contract.
But don't you know certain people in your life that they've made good money, and you look around and you're like, man, that guy's got no money. How does he not have any money? That's me with the Florida State program. The Florida State program seems like they've got no money. And I really don't understand it with all the success they've had. And they're still in a Power 4 conference. But to me, they strike me as a program that doesn't have any money. Back to the buyout, would they have the appetite to fire him?
I mean, some of that is also who you're going to get. How attractive is that program on the open market, do you think?
I would think at one point it was really, really attractive. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of...
to put it in perspective, Florida State or Ole Miss, better job.
I'd take Ole Miss right now, easy.
I mean, that's kind of crazy, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I were Lane Kiffin and I weren't at either one of those and I were offered Ole Miss or Florida State, I'd take Ole Miss.
Florida State or Tennessee?
I'll take Tennessee.
But, there was a, 25, 30-year period where Florida State was the easy answer.
Yeah.
And I just think the job's become more difficult.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that. All right, we're about to do Phil Steele's surprise teams. What's he got, 10 of them? 10 surprise teams from the great Phil Steele. That's after we tell you about Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. Make sure you take care of your urological health, everything from kidney stones to prostate exams to vasectomies, everything that deals with your urological tract, you can take care of it with Urology Centers of Alabama. 205-930-0920. That's 205-930-0920 or urologycentersalabama.com. To find a practice near you or make an appointment, urologycentersalabama.com or 205-930-0920. It's UCA. And as you grow that hair back under your head, you're doing it courtesy of our guy, Dr. B.
Yeah, looking at Mike Norvell on that podium, I don't think he's got to worry about Dr. B.
He buzzes it a little bit.
He had the cornrows back in the day when he was a collegiate player himself. But if you're not like Mike Norvell, if you're starting to thin out a little bit, it happened to me a few years ago. Dr. Beckenstein is the guy that I went to see for more than 20 years. Women and men have turned to Dr. B for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience, his advanced training and genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call Dr. B and that great staff today, 205-319-0316. Tell them the next round sent you. T3's got that new test. It's easy, painless, affordable, takes 4 seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Stop wasting your money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Come see Dr. B and find out what will work for you. 205-319-0316 or T3hair.net.
Before you get to Phil Steele's teams, Scott has video of Bill Belichick arriving at ACC Media Days in Charlotte today. There was one thing that everybody, or not everybody, that a lot of people noticed about this video as Bill Belichick arrives. Who do you not see? Here comes
Jordan?
And Belichick just by himself, right? No Jordan Hudson.
Is she in the backpack?
I don't know how big she is. I wondered maybe she arrived later. I haven't seen anybody say that they saw her, which is a pretty big departure from what this looked like not long ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought she would have had him on a leash.
I know. Or she was there for the cameras. He also, the first thing I noticed, he looks like he's walking to his execution. I mean, just look at this. I mean, he does not look like a guy excited to get to media games.
Yeah, he really doesn't. I am just shocked. The more you actually process the fact that not only is he in the collegiate game, but he took the North Carolina job. It's just so strange.
It really is. It was a weird job for him to take.
And,
no Jordan Hudson.
The closer we get to the season, that's not – I know it's a major storyline, but it's not something I'm necessarily excited about. I did find it interesting when you brought up Joel Klatt's surprise teams before we get to Phil Steele's that North Carolina was one of those teams.
Klatt is on tomorrow. I think 10 o'clock tomorrow. Klatt is going to be on, so we'll have to bring up North Carolina and get him to make his pitch on that. But that is one of his surprise teams. All right, Phil Steele. Every year he does what a lot of people feel like is the Bible of preseason college football publications. If you need to know how Northern Illinois is on a night game, coming off a road trip, played on natural grass, he can tell you their record all time on that.
You better have good eyes,
Very
though.
Small font when he does that. But he puts out one of the great publications, and part of that was his 10 surprise teams this year.
Well, yeah, and the potential surprise teams that he did for 2025, I don't understand why 4 are on this list because they don't seem like surprise teams to me, but he does a really good job, and typically his surprise team list is spot on. Number 10, he's got Iowa State. They were 11-win team last year. They were in the Big 12 title game, and they've got one of the more recognizable quarterbacks coming back. So,
not a big surprise for you is what you're saying.
Do you agree?
The surprise would be if they were poor.
Yeah. Do you agree?
Do I agree that they're going to be that good again?
No. Well, this kind of weird to be on a surprise
No,
list.
I would agree because they literally played for the conference championship. If you tell me they're in the college football playoff semifinals, that's a surprise.
Well, look, and this was a massive surprise for a lot of people last year, although it was one of my best overplays. SMU, he's got at number 9. They were another 11-win team that played for their conference championship, went to a college football playoff, and they've got Kevin Jennings coming back at quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't really see them as a surprise team.
I mean, I guess, again, the surprise would be like if they're a 6 or 7 win team. But as you said, they're in the college football playoffs. Now,
yeah, these are all surprise as in good teams.
If you told me they're in the semifinals, I'll say the same thing I said about Iowa State. Yes, I'm surprised. But if they're just back in the playoffs, I'm not surprised.
I agree with this one, and this is why it makes it, for so many reasons, such a fascinating opener on a Friday night. He has got the Baylor Bears at number 8. They were 8-5 last year. They started 2-4, but they really came on. You've got one of the best backfields, not only in the Big 12, but in college football, led by Sawyer Robertson. You've got 2 1,000-plus backs in that backfield, or at least capable of that, led by Bryson Washington. But he has got Baylor at number 8. I'm sure Auburn fans probably don't want to hear that.
I mean, if they are a surprise, probably the way you get to surprise territory is winning your opening game. I mean, that's because for them to be a surprise, they're going to need to be probably a 10-win team. And your path to 10 wins probably includes a win over Auburn.
I think this bodes well for Nebraska. He's got Nebraska at number 7 here. And Raiola is quarterback that looks like he's got a lot of potential.
I agree.
I think you
Dana
pair him up.
Holgorsen now the coordinator. I'm sorry, didn't mean to say that.
I think that is the biggest key, Brown, is Holgorsen coming over and calling this offense.
You know, it was funny. Did you see, while we're on Nebraska, the Scott Frost quotes? When they asked him about the Nebraska job, I think this was at Big 12 Media Days a couple weeks ago. We said, what did you learn from your failures at Nebraska that'll make you better at Central Florida? And he said, I think it was along the lines of don't take the wrong job or don't take a bad job. I think he might have said a bad job. Mm. So they asked Rule about it, and Rule said, when I got here, this was a bad job. He goes, we're making it a good job. I mean, he kind of fired back at Scott Frost.
I hate guys going home and then it becomes such a bad situation, and that was Scott Frost going back to Lincoln.
Yep.
And Scott Frost needs to be a little more appreciative of the opportunity he was given and the money that he was given. I think I would bite my tongue on that one.
I kind of would too. Scott Frost was the hottest commodity in coaching at that point. He did not have to take the Nebraska job. I know.
When we talk to somebody that is a Central Florida fan, and they're not overly excited about Frost coming back.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to get that magic back. I don't think it's going to be back to what it was. Now, they're a Big 12 team now. They're not
it's a major factor, though.
No, that is a major factor. And my gut tells me they're probably destined to be a mid-tier Big 12 team. I just don't see them.
I kind of would have agreed.
I just don't see them ever contending for the Big 12 on a regular basis. There might be that one-off year, but they were really the best program going in what is now the Group of 5 before Frost left and took that job.
I do think Nebraska's got a really good chance with their schedule of being a surprise team. Number 6 on this makes no sense to me at all. Arizona State. Let's see. I'm just going to read verbatim. 11-3 last year, conference champion, 7-2 in the Big 12. He says, what you need to know, a surprise team, the Sun Devils, question mark. Maybe last season when they were picked to finish last in the Big 12, then won the league, made the playoff, but quarterback Sam Levitt, wideout Jordan Tyson formed the core of what should be a solid offense. Again, I don't know why this is a surprise team. I think they're going to surprise more without Scadaboo and be a little bit more of a disappointment this year.
Yeah, I think if you went, and I know these are all positive surprises, I'm with you. If you added disappointment to the surprise element of this, I think it is a disappointment.
Tell me if you agree with number 5, USC. 7-6 last year. They were better than 7-6 in my opinion. They were 4-5 at the Big Ten. Here's what Phil Steele says you need to know. When the offense was good, the defense was bad. Then when the defense was better, the offense was worse. Someday Lincoln Riley, who is just 26-14 at USC so far, will get both sides of the ball working together.
I keep saying
before the school starts really questioning the huge investment it made in him. I agree with this. Defense is going to be much improved this year. Maeva is not an elite quarterback. That's what's going to be interesting. How good can this offensive line be? I think USC will surprise, but I think it's more of 8 or 9 wins.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, but I'm also Phil still says that there'll be a day where he finally combos the offense and the defense together. I keep thinking that, and he never does it. So I keep thinking there'll be that day, but that day never shows up.
Before Jake Retzloff decided to get naked, I had BYU winning the
I
Big
did
12.
too. I did too. I was with you.
I have got across the state now Utah winning that. He's got Utah at number 4. They were 5-7. What you need to know, 2 years removed from winning the Pac-12 title, the Utes have been heading in the wrong direction. Devin Dampier is coming in at quarterback. You're bringing his former head coach, Jason Beck, to call the plays. I think Utah is going to be really good this year.
You've always
I know.
You always like Utah.
Yeah.
I think you like Kyle Whittingham.
I think Kyle Whittingham's
him.
A heck of a coach. I think it is one of the more underrated programs in college football, and I think in a wide-open Big 12, I think based on they don't have a lot of expectations this year, I think they bounce back in a big way. Number 3 on the list, I don't understand this one. He's got Illinois as a surprise team.
I mean, everybody in the world saying this.
Yeah, I mean, they've got an easy schedule. They're 10-3. They got a third-year starting quarterback in Luke Altmaier. Number 2, this would be, I guess, Texas A&M number 2.
Yes, if they're anything more than 7 or 8 wins, that's a surprise to me.
Yeah, and that is a team that nobody is talking about in the SEC.
You're absolutely right.
Nobody. They were 8-5 last year. He goes on to say Marcel Reed returns at quarterback, working behind one of college football's most experienced offensive lines. You are aided by a talented skill group of receivers in a backfield that can punch through a double-digit winning season. Boy, if they were to win 10 games.
Yeah, boy. I mean, I can find you 10 wins here, but I can also easily find you 8-4. I mean, Notre Dame, they got to go to South Bend.
Tell me
week
games
3.
they can't win.
Can't?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that I see when they can't win.
Give me their 3 most difficult games.
All right, their 3 most difficult games it's actually quite easy. At Notre Dame, week 3, at LSU, the last Saturday of October, and at Texas on Black Friday.
I mean, those are all winnable games. I would say
winnable, but
I would say Texas isn't, but because it is a rivalry.
Yeah. But you also play from the SEC, Auburn at home, State at home, Florida at home. You got to go to Arkansas. You got to go to Missouri. You host South Carolina.
Yeah. It's just not an easy schedule in the SEC.
There really isn't. There are very few that you could find, if any.
But if he found 10 wins in that schedule, that would be an incredible job.
I mean, if you're 10-2 and your losses are at Notre Dame and at Texas.
Scott has pulled the schedule right there.
If you're 10-2 and your losses are at Notre Dame and at Texas, I mean, it's going to be hard to swallow a loss at Texas. I get it as an A&M fan, but I think at the end you got to say overall that was a pretty good season.
I'll tell you, they're going to be favored in 6 of their first 7 games, including against Florida at home.
Got a chance to get off to a good start, you said.
Yeah, I mean, they need to go 6-1. You go 6-1.
Wait a minute. They're going to be favored in 5 of their first 6? At Notre Dame, they're not favored.
No, that's the one they won't be favored.
5 of their first 6.
But they're going to be favored against Auburn, so that's 3 of 4. Mississippi State, 4 of 5. Florida, 5 of 6, and then Texas A&M. Then at Arkansas, they're going to be favored.
They'll be favored at Arkansas.
Yeah, they will be.
All right, so 6 of their first 7 games.
Yeah, so if you go 6-1, which they're going to need to, then maybe this could happen.
Yeah, all right.
And then finally, his number 1 surprise team in 2025. I love this team this year as well, but the schedule is so difficult. He's got Oklahoma out of the SEC.
It is a brutal schedule.
He says you need to know 6 wins isn't what OU hired Brent Venables for, but this season he'll take over calling the defense. His career calling card after winning 2 titles at Clemson in that capacity. His offensive pickups like quarterback John Mateer and tailback Jaden Ott are huge gets. Sooners need to dramatically improve their protection first. They did give up 50 sacks. The offensive line can't be any worse, but the schedule is just, look at that.
I mean, it's unrelenting. I mean, it starts early and just never lets up.
But again, I think they start 5-0.
So you like them over Michigan? I think that's an interesting early season game for both those teams, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan and Auburn are going to be really difficult games, but I think they win both. And then I think they've got all this momentum riding into that Texas game where
you think they've got the better record. You think they're undefeated.
I do, yeah. But they probably lose Texas, and then I could see them lose South Carolina, beat Ole Miss, beat Tennessee. Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, really, I don't know.
Every time we do an SEC schedule,
I don't think you can find 10 wins on that schedule, though. I really don't.
Well, let's play best case. I mean, they're the 2 best teams they play are Texas and Alabama, so they lose both those games.
Yeah, start them at 5-0. Then so you've got to win at South Carolina,
Ole Miss, at Tennessee. You got to win against home against Missouri and against LSU. I mean, those are the games to be 10-2 if you've lost to the 2 best teams in your schedule. Texas and Alabama, you got to win. You got to sweep the rest of those.
Very ambitious.
That's brutal.
Yeah,
it's brutal to have to do that. Yeah,
and that's why, I don't know what Oklahoma does. If you're 7-5 coming off of 6-7, what do you do with Venables? Because the schedule is that difficult.
And you got that. So you've got the retiring athletic director that plays into it. Joe Castiglione is retiring. He's the one that gave him that sweetheart deal coming into the SEC. I don't know the answer to your question. I don't know what you do with Venables there. I think I would want to start over. It's going to be a big buyout because you got that deal coming into the SEC.
I think I would, but I would want to know what I can get.
Yeah.
I mean, let me ask you this.
I mean, yes, that's the ultimate answer.
This sounds crazy, but what if Oklahoma's offense was completely dynamic this year with John Mateer and Ben Arbuckle calling the plays, and they're losing games 40-35?
So quick. You're saying to go Ben Arbuckle?
Yeah. He's only 29 years old.
That's so quick, man. I don't know. He's been at my place 1 year, and I'm just going to hand over the reins. That's what happened to Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma, though.
Yeah, it seems like the way to win fan base is over, though, is to hire an offensive guy.
Yeah, I agree. It's what happened to Lincoln Riley now. Stoops retired, and they were winning games, so it's a different, different comparison. I am asked, and that's all right. That was the number one was Oklahoma from Phil Steele. I am asked by Mr. B, is that a Fresca you were drinking? It is a Fresca I am drinking. Grapefruit citrus
Danny.
Fresca.
You like a Fresca, Danny.
Oh, look, so now I've got on my old man shirt, and I'm drinking a Fresca.
Are you Ted Knight?
I'm Ted Knight all of a sudden. No, it's a great Coca-Cola product.
Hey, that yellow is closer to Rams yellow, though.
Oh, the Fresca yellow is that Rams yellow?
Forster is dead on.
Okay.
I could stomach that for being Rams yellow. Hey, by the way, your top 3 characters in Caddyshack.
Ty Webb is number 1. Carl Spackler is probably number 2. And I think I might go Judge Smells number 3. Ted Knight was great in that role. Al Cervix is obviously.
I like Al Cervix.
I mean, he's great, but it starts to wear on you a little bit, I think. Would you go Ty Webb number 1?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, what, just uncashed checks all over his place?
Yeah, he's got all those open drinks.
He's got a slide for his pool.
Yeah, when Lacey Underalls comes over, he's mixing all those drinks together.
I mean, Ty Webb.
He shakes them up.
He had a piano, too.
He did.
He not have a hell of a life, though? Like, I mean, what time do you
think? I was born to love you.
I was born to lick your face.
Yeah.
Do you think Ty Webb would get up about, I mean, he didn't have an alarm clock, right?
No, not at all. No.
He lived the life.
Yeah, I think I would go Ty Webb, Carl Spackler, Judge Smells in that order. Dr. Beeper is a good, bit character in there.
Who was the caddy that had the driving gloves that was kind of the nemesis to
I can't remember his
Danny?
name. I can't remember
the
his
Italian
name.
guy,
He's
sleeveless.
wearing the sleeveless shirt. Danny Noonan.
Yeah, Bushwood was a country club. Like, would you really have to pay a membership fee?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it would be so much fun going out there, though, it seemed like. Did you like Caddyshack, Tyler?
Oh, I love
Well
Caddyshack.
before your time.
Yeah, I love Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, why don't you do the viewing menu right now? It's presented by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. It's a perfect time for the viewing menu,
Yeah,
Tyler.
205-969-8100. Had an opportunity to catch up with the doctors Mark and Jen Michelson last night. Saw our friend Amy Doss. She kind of organized the event for these guys to come out last night, participate in Odie's Team Trivia. Love seeing them out there. But make that phone call today. Alex, the bartender, one of the bartenders at Odie's, recently, Jen Michelson did his LASIK surgery. He absolutely loves it. Make the phone call that we made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Got a new Netflix release today called Hitmakers. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the world of songwriting and music production. This follows 12 top songwriters and producers as they participate in high-stakes writing camps to create hits from major artists like John Legend, Shaboozey, and Blackpink's Lisa.
Shaboozey?
So if you've ever wanted to know like who the people are behind the most popular songs, but just don't have that like star power to get on stage, might be a good watch.
And they're making a fortune writing these songs.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, that's where all the money is, right?
Yeah, you get all the publishing rights, everything like that.
And you don't have to tour. You get to sit at home on your couch.
That's even better. And we've also got a new release in theaters today that Melton, E.G., and I will be covering this afternoon.
Covering? Well, I know. You make it sound like, I mean.
We do.
I know.
We cover the release for every major movie.
You're not going to it. You're talking about it on the Meltdown.
Well, I mean, it's going to be both.
Okay, you're going to do both. All right.
We're reviewing
Shut
it
up,
at
Ryan,
the
and let
theater.
Tyler say it. Go ahead, Tyler.
All right. So it's Fantastic Four First Steps, and this is, I guess, the third attempt to make a Fantastic Four franchise work because Fox just could not do it. They made awful superhero movies and a couple good ones here and there. But this has Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and a guy from The Bear that I can't pronounce his name.
I'm not going to be able to help you with that.
I don't know any of The Bear. I don't know their actual
The
names.
only thing I can say, I would think 3 strikes you're out if this doesn't work.
I agree.
But I do like the retro look of it. Like, what is the era? Is this like 70s, 80s?
So this is going to be that sort of retro but futuristic kind of world.
Okay.
It's in the 1960s, but not our 1960s.
Good news for you. According to 186 reviews right now, 87% on the tomato meter.
Yeah, it's been getting good early reactions. And they're going to fight against Galactus, played by Ralph Ineson, and the Silver Surfer, who is played by Julia Garner.
Oh, is Silver Surfer
that's
bad?
right. I remember Julia Garner getting this role, yeah.
Yep.
I thought Silver Surfer was good guy.
Good guy? Well, girl in this case.
Silver Surfer works for Galactus.
Okay.
The eater of planets.
I missed on that one.
Has it always been a female Silver Surfer?
So there's multiple versions. The main Silver Surfer that everybody knows, his name is Norrin Rad, and this one is a girl version called Shalabal, a different universe. And I think that by the end of the movie, the retro future universe is going to be destroyed, and so they're going to move on to the main, like, Silver Surfer that everybody knows for future movies.
Gotcha. Right.
Boy, I don't know enough about our universe.
Yeah, much less taking on another one in a movie. The eater of planets?
Yes.
Okay.
He eats planets for lunch.
Oh, yeah, who doesn't? Tyler, thank you very much. I'm hungry enough in here sometimes to eat a planet for lunch. That is the View Menu presented by Michelson Laser Vision. When we return, more college football and the NFL on the next round.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Since you listened to my last message so well and got rid of those cargo shorts and stained t-shirts, it's time to replace them with Rowback. Go to rowback.com and click on the Refresh collection to find all that you need for an EG-approved wardrobe. It includes pieces that will have you ready to hit the golf course after a busy day of meetings or comfy favorites for travel and working from home. Get 20% off using code TNR20. See, I'm saving you some money.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
If you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jake Dickert is the Wake Forest coach. Came from Washington State.
Yep.
Took the Wake Forest job. It's not a great job, but he took it because Washington State is in a bad conference now, and their future is completely unclear. He's from Wisconsin, And I didn't know they did this with burgers in Wisconsin. I knew with brats they cook them in beer. You know, like basically boil them in beer.
Yeah, like I mean, in beer, like you've had drunken chicken before.
I have, yeah.
Where you actually put the beer in there and it helps with the marinate the chicken. You know, I put IPA in my chili all the time. So I think, you know, beer is a basis for a lot of food.
And I've used it before. I've used wine on steaks. I've used beer in turkey and chicken.
I've had beer battered fries.
I've had beer battered fries, beer battered fish. I always was told, like, the alcohol cooks out of it. Like, you don't have to worry about minors in that.
Now, I have seen, though, like places that do the Bananas Fosters, like they won't let kids have it because it's got, you know, a little bit of the alcohol in it.
Interesting. Boy, I love Bananas Foster.
There's a few places in Disney like that with the milkshakes.
Yeah, they've got adult milkshakes. Yeah.
Yep.
But how do they keep those from not melting too fast?
I don't know. They can't keep them out of the kids' hands. Apparently, I ended up having one at like 12. My mom ordered it and she didn't read it.
Oh, she didn't know it was an adult milkshake. So did you get
it.
smashed, or did you just not like the taste of it because you could taste the alcohol?
Well, it was like a chocolate milkshake with Baileys, so it tasted pretty good.
Yeah, so it would be like I'm going to see our friends at the Floribama at some point next week. I don't know when. But if you handed a Bushwhacker to a 10-year-old kid, I think they'd be like, "This is delicious."
They'd kill it. I think. Yeah. Now you put a floater on top.
Yeah, floater on top is a little bit different.
Yeah, just a normal Bushwhacker. It would take them a little while before they realized this doesn't taste like a normal chocolate milkshake.
Yeah, this didn't have like a floater or anything. It was just a chocolate milkshake.
But even as a grown man that weighs 210 pounds, so I've got some meat on the bones, I have had a Bushwhacker that I've going at it probably too hard, and it'll get you quick.
I've seen people fall off the stools at the Floribama from having too many Bushwhackers. When you set this up, talking about you've never seen a burger done like this, you know, I started to think about the old peanut butter and jelly burger. Like when somebody first did that, people probably were like, "You're insane."
Right.
But
it's delicious.
That does work out.
I do like a peanut butter and jelly burger. So Jake Dickert, the Wake Forest head coach, says in Wisconsin they do the burgers and the brats in the beer. They cook it in the beer. And he said, I can't do that for the kids, which, again, I thought the alcohol cooked out. So he says instead they use Sprite.
Very interesting.
30 minutes in Sprite, which he says makes a juicy burger. It doesn't dry out. It gives a little sweet taste to it. Now, I cannot boil a burger, and I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. I don't think he's talking about marinating in Sprite. I think he's talking about boiling it like you would, or cooking it in the beer.
Be impossible to hold it together, though.
You would think, wouldn't you? I don't know how he's talking about doing this, but apparently this is big in Wisconsin.
Again, I like the sweet with the salty. Some of the best fries that I've ever come across. They were that wing truck, Wing Kings. I told you about it. It was the best burger I've ever had in Hawaii and Maui. But their fries were sugar-based.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the sugar-based fries?
No.
Oh, so good.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've had sweet potato fries with the brown sugar on them. That's not what you're talking about.
No.
But, or the cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, this is traditional fry with sugar.
Boy, it does sound good.
Yeah, really good.
I don't know, man. I can get on board with a brat done that way, but a burger, I don't think so. Flame's got to hit that burger for me, or a flat top, one of the two. Either the black top or the flame. That's the only way I can do it.
Well, I've gotten so spoiled on the burger, like the smash burger is the way I want it now. If I can get a burger like specifically done. I'd love to try the Sprite burger, though.
I'd try it.
Did he say what kind of cheese he uses?
He did not. It was on, I'll tell you where it was. It was ACC Media Days in Charlotte, and he was on set with Mark Richt and our friend Taylor Tannenbaum and that group. And I don't know why he was talking about it, but he was talking about it because then he and Rick start going back and forth about grilling stuff.
Do you have a go-to cheese?
I'll tell you what my wife found. It is, I'm going to have to look up.
As you do that, mine is the
right?
sharp white cheddar Tillamook.
Yeah. Do you like spicy cheeses?
I do.
I'm going to give you this one. I've got to make sure I got the right
I
thing
like a pepper jack. It's got just a little bit.
Okay. Cabot Farms habanero cheddar.
Would love to try it.
It's got some kick now. I mean, I like spicy.
Yeah, I do too. I can't handle it well, but
I like spicy, and there's times where I'm like, "Woo, it's got some kick to it now." Yeah, Cabot Farms is the name of the company. Habanero cheddar. I think my wife finds it at Publix because she brings it home. And
I am one of those that I like almost all cheeses. American cheese is probably my least favorite.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it.
I like pepper jack. That's probably my favorite.
I shouldn't. I've had burgers back-to-back nights. But 2 nights ago when I had a burger, I got the blue cheese on it.
Yeah.
For the uppity people, Stilton.
Right.
And I love that taste, but a lot of people don't like the blue cheese taste. Do you like blue cheese on a burger?
Nah, I'm not a blue cheese fan overall.
Okay.
Yeah. We got some sad breaking news. I hate to do this, but we've got to do a commercial too.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Twin Peaks. Can you tell them about Twin Peaks? I'm sorry. I really should not have set it up that way. This is a tough one right here, though.
This is one you got to hit, though, over the cheese talk.
Yeah, we got to end cheese talk for this.
Boy, I just don't even like the direction this thing's
I'm
going.
so sorry.
Twin Peaks, great place to go, sit back, watch Major League Baseball. They've got the extra innings package right there. Twin Peaks girls running around. Everything in 3D there. No one does happy hour like our friends at Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, they've got everything from tequila cocktails, extensive bourbon category to top-shelf spirits and cocktails served over the ice balls. Local craft beers, handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous menu, second to none. Don't forget about those 29-degree drafts. Ours are 35 in studio, but stop in for lunch or dinner, Twin Peaks.
According to multiple reports now, TMZ, I think, being the first, legendary wrestler Hulk Hogan has passed away at age 71. Terry Bollea, his given name, and I'm telling you, man, you could have convinced like 10-year-old Ryan Brown that this was the most famous person on planet Earth. And he might have been at the time. I don't know.
At that point, he might have been.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan had quite the notoriety then. But I loved WWF wrestling back then. Macho Man Savage, Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. That era. Rowdy Roddy Piper, the Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant. I mean, the characters were just incredible. But he was the biggest of those characters, Hulk Hogan was.
Man, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest wrestling fan, but he was one of those guys that transcended wrestling and did so many things. And the first time I ever saw, Hulk Hogan was his Thunder Lips, and was it Rocky III?
Yeah. God, that's a tough one, man. I mean, there was not.
Well, let me ask you this. So the life expectancy for an American male is 77 years old.
Okay. Wrestling males are way lower than that.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Ozzy made it to 76. We kind of joked about that, but Ozzy at 76 is pretty incredible. So for Hulk Hogan, with his size and with everything that went into that body to live into his 70s, I mean, I don't know what the number is, but it's not medieval times, but it's probably low 60s.
Yeah. Man, that is a tough one there. That guy, I mean, he was just such a star. Again, I mean, to me, that was a time, and I know I probably glorify it because of my childhood. I am sure The Rock is big or bigger than Hulk Hogan ever was. And I'm sure there are times in wrestling where you could say, no, the personalities were bigger at this moment than that. But for me, in my lifetime, there was never a bigger time of personalities than what you had in 80s wrestling. And in that sport.
And how he was able to play both sides, to be, the mainstream, probably favorite wrestler of 80% of kids at one time and then become the biggest heel out there. An incredible career for Hulk Hogan. And I don't know how people get to the Wikipedia so quick.
Is it already there?
It's already updated.
Yeah. Jeez, that is fast.
And then Hulk Hogan was also able to break into some movies. We mentioned Rocky III. He was in a Muppets movie, and he was a bodyguard.
Yeah.
But I think he walked so The Rock could run.
Okay, Tyler.
Yeah.
That's one way of putting it. So he walks so The Rock could run.
Yeah, the movie industry is just different now. It's more global. So
I am
The
going
Rock's
to
able to take advantage of that.
Say
not without Hulk Hogan.
The direction of the meltdown probably changes now.
Yeah, I mean, y'all probably talk a lot of Hulk Hogan on the show today, right?
We'll probably talk about it tomorrow along with Fantastic Four. We're doing a mystery box today.
Oh.
Man, his Wikipedia page is deep, too.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of controversy, too, with the whole...
Bubba the Love Sponge?
Yeah. Married a few times, too.
Yeah. Man, I hate that. That was just... I've told you this. Like, I can vividly remember Rusty Bouchard, who was a childhood friend of mine, telling us that he had bought the pay-per-view for WrestleMania 3 when we were going to watch it at his house. WrestleMania 3 was the one at the Pontiac Silverdome. And
that's where he body slammed Andre
was
the
that
Giant.
the one where he body slammed Andre
I think
the Giant?
it was, yeah.
There was another one on an aircraft carrier where he did it.
It was definitely at the Silverdome where he did that. But I remember watching, I guess it was the Andre the Giant documentary on HBO.
Yeah.
Where he just whispered into Hulk's ear.
Yeah,
like there
body
was,
slam me.
You know, the script only goes so far.
Right.
And it was Andre that decided to kind of hand the belt over.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just reading the lead up. I was trying to see if that's where he body slammed it. I wanted to say it, but then there was another one where he body slammed it on an aircraft carrier.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
You know, according to this, though, he had 6 different procedures on that back.
Hulk Hogan did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about 6'7" with that kind of torque, and I mean, the athleticism for his size, pretty crazy.
Yeah. So here you go. This is from Wikipedia. Approximately 1 minute into the match, Hogan attempted to body slam Andre the Giant, but he was unable to. After the match had battled back and forth, Andre gave Hogan an Irish whip to the far side of the ring and attempted a big boot on Hogan, but Hogan ducked it, came off the ropes, gave him a clothesline, took him off his feet. Hogan then hooked up and scoop slammed Andre the Giant before hitting the ropes and executing his leg drop to get the pin. So he scoop slammed him. I don't know if it goes full body slam, but nobody could pick Andre the Giant up, so that was kind of news.
It's understandable.
Yeah, that guy was big. I'm just looking back at WrestleMania 3. That was obviously the primetime event. You had the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov against the Killer Bees. Remember the Killer Bees?
Oh, yeah.
Honky Tonk Man with his manager Jimmy Hart fought Jake the Snake Roberts, and Alice Cooper was in the corner of Jake the Snake Roberts that night. Ricky Steamboat had George the Animal Steele. Just listen to these names. I love these names from back in the day. Ricky Steamboat with George the Animal Steele in his corner beat Randy Savage. Upset there. Beat the Macho Man with Miss Elizabeth.
What do you think Hulk was worth when he passed away?
I don't know.
He was a spender. He's only worth $25 million according to this. I would have thought he would be worth more, wouldn't you?
Yep. Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation beat Tito Santana and the British Bulldogs. Remember the British Bulldogs?
I do.
Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid. Rowdy Roddy Piper beat Adrian Adonis. Jimmy Hart was also his manager. The Dream Team, which was Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake, beat the Rougeau brothers. I don't remember them. Jacques Rougeau, I guess. Harley Race had Bobby the Brain Heenan in his corner, beat the Junkyard Dog. Hillbilly Jim, Haiti Kid, and Little Beaver beat King Kong Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Littlebrook. Billy Jack Haynes versus Hercules was the one, and the first one was the Can-Am Connection. Beat Bob Orton in the Magnificent Morocco with Mount Fuji. I mean, that was
Those are
one
some
heck
names.
of a night right
so
there, man.
back in April, it looks like 72-year-old Hulk Hogan was stepping back in the ring as a promoter with a new wrestling league.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah. Yeah. So, wow, rip Hulk Hogan, man. That's a tough one. When you start seeing your childhood heroes or whatever go down, that's kind of hard to take. But, boy, I will never forget WrestleMania 3, man. That was a heck of a night. So pour one out for Hulk Hogan. Tough news there for the wrestling legend there. And 77 years old, as you said, probably beat the odds at that. Was it 77 or 71? 71, I think.
72.
72?
Yeah.
Probably beat the odds for wrestlers. They don't make it that far. So Hulk Hogan has unfortunately passed away. We've got a lot more show to do. We will get to this SEC RotoWire, which does kind of like stats-driven stuff. They did the SEC All-Century team. We're 25 years into the century, so they did the All-Century team. I want to see if you agree with who they had at some spots there. We'll do that when we come back. We also want to remind you of one of our great news sponsors. It is Central State Bank. And if you're looking for a bank that truly gets you, 6 locations across Shelby County, 1 in Alexander City, Central State Bank offers products and services designed to meet a wide range of individual and commercial needs because no two needs are the same. With more than 100 years of service, Central State Bank is proud to be large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. They are rooted in the community. They are driven by relationships. It is Central State Bank, member FDIC, Central State Bank. More of the next round after this.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Alabama, join us over on covercrimson.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on covercrimson.com. Hang out with the next round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the next round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
No matter the occasion, the Next Round store has you covered with whatever you need. Head over to nextround.store and start filling your cart up now. When you wear your gear, make sure to let us know by posting on socials, and you might just end up seeing yourself during a commercial break. Go browse now at nextround.store and place your order before the break ends.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Auburn, join us over on thebarnauburn.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on thebarnauburn.com.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we continue on the next round. We've hit a lot of things on the show today. Tyler's about to give us his 4 downs, the second 4 downs of the show. We had 8 full downs today. Unfortunate news last hour. If you were not with us live, Hulk Hogan has passed away. One of the legends in athletics, not just wrestling and entertainment, has passed away. And age 72 for the great Hulk Hogan. 71, 72. We were conflicting. They're saying 71 on TMZ. Either way, in his early 70s, Hulk Hogan has passed away. And we talked about last hour how much part of that of our childhood Hulk Hogan was. As we continue the show, we're going to talk some more college football. As I mentioned, Tyler's 4 downs. This hour presented by Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and the crew have thrown the doors open to feed you some lunch. You can go in there and grab a great lunch. Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, just off Highway 119 in Alabaster, champyschicken.com, champyschicken.com. Sterling bringing us some lunch tomorrow, so we're very excited about that. For show number 1,000, Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. I'll ask you this question, Lance, before we go to 4 downs. Who's got the longest college football home winning streak in the country? This one, if you think about it, it's probably pretty easy. Home winning streak, longest in the country.
Georgia.
Football, yes. It currently sits at 31. I got all this from our buddy Chip Brown earlier this morning, by the way, reading his stuff. This one will be much more difficult. Who do you think has the longest road winning streak in the country?
The longest road winning streak.
I just unintentionally gave you a hint by saying, I read this from Chip Brown this morning.
That would be the Texas Longhorns.
At 11. They got an 11-game win streak. That's the longest road win streak. I don't know what happens with Georgia and Bama, right? That is an early season game, week 5. We've talked about that. So I don't know how that game plays out. But if Georgia finds a win over Alabama, which certainly could happen, they'll be favored to do so, as you would point out probably. Those 2 streaks could come head-to-head. So for Georgia, here are their home games before they play Texas. Marshall, Austin Peay, will they be favored in both those? Marshall and Austin Peay? Okay,
yeah, they will be, yes.
Alabama.
Okay.
Kentucky, Ole Miss, and that's it. Alabama, Kentucky, and Ole Miss.
By the way, Georgia's favored in every game this year.
They are. And really the only one you could see them, now they lost to Ole Miss in Oxford this past season. Be a lot to ask of Ole Miss to do it back-to-back years. Alabama is obviously the most difficult game for them.
I think Alabama, some people would say Texas. I think Alabama 1, Texas 2, Florida 3.
Now, Texas, if they're going to keep that road streak alive before they go to Georgia, it's much more difficult. They would have to win at Ohio State and at Florida, and then throw in at Kentucky and at State. So by the time November 15th rolls around, neither one of these could be alive. But as of right now, November 15th could pair the longest road win streak in college football against the longest home win streak in college football. It is currently 31 for Georgia, 11 for Texas.
With this article.
That's where he was going, yes. I didn't get to read the whole thing because it was behind a paywall, but I saw the first part. I was surprised Texas had the longest road win streak. That's 11 games. When you're playing in the SEC, that's a pretty good road win streak.
And look, a new mountain when they go to Columbus to the Shoe to take on Ohio State.
There's no doubt.
But if they're to win that game.
At Columbus and at Ben Hill Griffin, I mean, that's 2 tough road games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if they come out of those 2-2-0, I guess they could still lose Georgia. Yeah, they're not going to make it unscathed this season.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I'm with you on that. So I thought that was interesting from Chip. The Texas road win streak up to 11. The Georgia home win streak up to 31. They play November 15th there in Athens. We're going to do Tyler's 4 downs. This one's going to be presented by our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling issues. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
First down.
Today is apparently National Self-Care Day. So what's your favorite way to relax?
The Woodhouse Day Spa. No, I do like massages.
Oh, yeah?
I haven't had a ton of them. I've probably had 10 in my life. I like facials.
I just have to be careful on massages. I've got 2 herniated discs in my neck, and if they get a little too aggressive up in that area, that could trigger some things.
Deep tissue a little too much?
Yeah, a little too much. I just generally say stay away from that part. Maybe do lower back, arms, things like that.
I will tell you, late afternoon, although it's almost too hot because the pool, like the temperature is 90 degrees now, but late afternoon getting in that thing and just hanging out, that's pretty relaxing as well.
Hey, for me, it's my fire pit.
Oh,
my happy place.
Fire pits are great.
Yeah. How often do you use it, Scott?
Not often enough.
Yeah.
See, we have started to use ours a lot. Jack did bring that up. He was like, man, I am looking forward to getting the fires going again. Scott, do you just sit there and stare at flame?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you turn music on? Do you turn the phone off? What do you do?
No, I'll have my phone with me.
Yeah.
And I might listen to music. But if a fire's going, I'm happy.
That does sound peaceful. Mine deals with music. My screened in behind my house, so we've got a bed swing there, and I'll throw some music on. Normally, Chris Stapleton Radio on Pandora. I've got that one. I have. I know y'all make fun of me for using Pandora in my Old Man Yellow, Lance.
I was about to say it goes with the shirt.
Yeah, it does. I've curated. I don't understand why it's so old man to use Pandora, but I don't really care. I've curated this Chris Stapleton radio station. It is so good for me. And I'll turn that on and lay down on that bed swing. Sometimes I doze off. Sometimes I just hear the cicadas and the music. I love it. That is such a good wind down for me. Especially,
but does the swing ever stop, or is it always moving?
Oh, it's always got a little sense of motion, but I don't move it a whole lot. I just kind of like laying on it because it's a bed. I mean, it's like a twin bed, I guess.
But can you sleep well out there?
Oh yeah. Now listen, when it's hot, there's a fan out there, a ceiling fan, and that'll stir the air a little bit. But this is way better on like a fall or spring night. Problem with the spring nights, you got a lot of pollen, but the fall nights, fantastic out there.
Second down.
Bindi Irwin, daughter of Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, turns 27 today. So what's the most interesting land animal?
You know, there's a lot of them, but the video that I think dropped on YouTube like 2007, 2008, the honey badger.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say the same thing, yeah. Tyrann Mathieu probably brought it to...
Just retired, too.
Yeah, I saw that. Brought it to popularity because they started calling him the honey badger because he takes what he wants. But then you start studying the honey badger, you're like, that is a fascinating animal.
Yeah, how it goes into the beehive, goes straight for the queen bee, just busts the whole thing up, gets bitten by a snake, lays down for a minute, takes a nap, shakes the poison off.
Yeah, I mean,
they've adapted to just being completely immune to bee venom. They can just get as much honey as they want.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's like the dumb guy in school, that he could take every hit in football and he'd just get right back up and keep playing. That was the honey badger. Like, there's nothing you can do to the honey badger. Now, Scott says the chupacabra.
Of course.
Daniel,
that is a fascinating one.
Yeah, what do you like about the chupacabra?
The name.
What is that animal that your kids have, Scott? Have you heard of these? Listen to this.
A ferret?
No. What are they, Scott?
They're sugar gliders. We've got two of them.
You've heard of these?
Yep, I sure have.
Simba and Nala.
It's almost like a flying squirrel, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe where do you get them? Ed's Pet World?
Yeah, where did you buy these?
Is Ed still around?
I think so. Yeah. Right there on the curve in Homewood.
We got them from somebody in Florida.
Yeah.
So did you have to actually go to Florida to get them?
We met them in Montgomery. They breed them.
Who said this? Daniel says the duckbill platypus. That is a weird animal. It's a fascinating animal. Like, you wonder why they have what they have, right? Why does that platypus need the duckbill?
Well, I want to know, like, the sugar glider, like, what makes it a good pet?
I didn't call them a good pet.
Scott just said he had them. He didn't say they were good pets.
I'm looking at them.
They've become your pet now, right, Scott? Started out as a kid's pet?
I mean, no. We make the girls take care of them.
I mean, the sugar glider is a rat bat.
Kinda.
The old rat bat.
Yeah.
It's a small omnivore.
Yeah, I'll see if I can pull some videos and maybe put them up in the next break.
Don't they eat mealyworms? Is that what they eat, Scott?
Mealworms, yes.
Mealworms?
I'm not sure what a mealyworm is.
Why do I call them mealyworms, Scott?
Well, they like sugary foods, it says, such as sap and nectar.
Yep. They have kibble.
Too.
We feed them kibble and some berries.
Do y'all let them glide?
Sometimes if we bring them out, if we've got company that wants to see them, they'll jump around.
Wow.
Company wants to see them, they'll jump around. Yes.
Third down.
Southpaw was released 11 years ago today. So what's your favorite boxing, MMA, or martial arts movie, excluding anything from the Rocky or Creed franchise?
So old school Hard Times with Charles Bronson was pretty good. Bare Knuckles Fighter. Warrior, pretty good with Tom Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, Diggstown. You probably haven't seen it.
I haven't.
1992, I think. Louis Gossett Jr. and James Woods, Bruce Dern, a young Jim Caviezel. But Louis Gossett Jr. is a fight. Roy Honey Palmer. Have you heard about this? He has to fight, I think it's 12 guys in 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a big, it's almost like The Sting. They've got a big setup. Yeah. It's really good. Really entertaining.
Do you include the Fight Club in this?
That's not, no, I
Okay,
wouldn't.
I've never seen Fight Club, so I didn't know.
Yeah,
I was just going to say that's going to be another one I can add to the list of movies I've never seen.
That movie ends up not being much about the Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not a huge Fight Club fan. I love David Fincher, favorite director.
You would tell me don't waste my time.
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, people interpret it a little bit differently. It is unique.
It's not your kind of movie, Brown.
Keith says $1 Million Baby, never seen that.
I mean, I saw it when it came out at the theater. It was a good movie, very depressing.
Daniel says Cinderella Man. I've never seen that.
It's good. Ron Howard film with Russell Crowe.
Matt White says Play It to the Bone. I've never seen that.
I like Bloodsport.
I've never seen
Jean-Claude
that.
Van Damme.
John says Karate Kid. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Does that count?
That will count.
Well, I love Karate Kid as a kid.
Yeah, I think I might go Karate Kid over Diggstown, actually. The original Karate Kid.
Because it came back for you because you and your kids watched, what's the name of it?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai? Yeah.
I loved the first season or two of Cobra Kai. I didn't watch the final season. It just got so hokey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was starting off like, I watched a few episodes and it felt like more flashbacks than show.
Yeah. Which is such a crutch.
Oh, yeah.
4th down.
Amelia Earhart would have been 128 years old today. Assuming you have plenty of fuel, there's no mechanical issues or anything like that, could you make the flight over the Pacific Ocean?
I mean, I've never flown a plane before, so I'm going to say no.
Say somebody get you started.
They get me off the ground, but then I got to land.
Yeah, I would not feel good about this.
No, I would say absolute no.
You don't think you could do it with somebody talking you through, giving you instructions?
I can't remember a time I ever pulled over in a car for rain being too hard, but I've gotten nervous that rain has been so hard driving on the interstate. I can't imagine being in a plane and starting to overthink the fact that I'm over the Pacific Ocean and something that I have no idea what's going on. I wouldn't feel comfortable flying with somebody that's not like the most experienced of the experienced pilots.
Yeah, so you're suggesting that on a headset they could tell me, okay, now you're going to want to press this button and I could do it? No, I would not feel comfortable doing that.
All right. What about you, Scott? Could you make it?
No, I don't think I could.
All right.
Do you think you could, Tyler?
I think you could talk me through it.
I think you could talk me through staying in the air
Now,
over the Pacific. The landing is the problem.
tricky.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the most important part, Tyler.
Oh, you could crash
Tyler's like, the
land.
landing part's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the whole flight.
Yeah, that really is. Yeah, I mean, how are you planning on landing this thing?
I'll figure that out.
I do think smaller would be much easier to land. Like you could bounce around a little bit. You touch one of those wings down there, you got a problem.
Yeah. Daniel says, I can't make it through a full Aerial America episode without nodding off, so no.
Ooh.
I love Aerial America.
I do too.
It's such
Have
a
you
good
seen
show.
Airplane Repo?
Oh, yeah, I have seen some of that. Have you seen that?
No, somebody was telling me about it the other day. And I was
Pretty
like,
crazy.
They legitimately go out and repo planes?
They do. Now, my issue with the show is they've clearly got a camera crew following them. What's their cover story for the camera crew?
I don't think they have. They've
See,
never
that's what-
said it.
Yeah, that's why I have a hard time believing everything I see is
It's a
real
major
in there.
flaw right there.
Yeah, I mean, if you see two guys show up and they're looking at an airplane, it's probably not going to throw me off. Two guys with a camera production crew show up looking for an airplane. I got some questions about that one.
Yeah, they need to have an alibi or something.
And they, Lance, it's always the owner of the plane is just now pulling up. We got to go, Terry. We got to go. I mean, like, it's always the
Does
owner.
anybody come out because I know in the repo, the car, people come out with bats and guns. Same thing?
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen that part of it. I've just seen it's always like a Suburban's pulling up. There he is. That's the owner. We got to get this thing in the air. I mean, it's always the owner is pulling up right as they're repoing.
Dude, I saw this video the other day of this guy repoing a car, and guy comes out and tries to stop him, and he gets under, I guess he's disabling something on the front. The guy backs over the guy's head.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Over the repo man's head?
Yeah.
I saw a video where a guy, I think it's a Tahoe, older model Tahoe, and he's got it already up on the lift, and the guy has climbed in it, and he's got it in reverse trying to pull it off the lift, and it just rips his front end out. Like the wrecker just stops. He's like, buddy, you're going to tear it up. You're going to tear it up. And he just keeps trying to back it off. And of course, it just rips it out.
Do you ever see the movie Repo Man with Emilio Estevez?
I have not.
Yeah. Cult classic.
Have you seen Repo Games?
I have
Spike
not.
TV. This guy would go to your house if you were gonna have your car repoed, and you could get all of the money owed on your car paid off today if you answer correct trivia questions.
Oh wow,
that's interesting. So it's almost like Taxi Cab Confessions meets Repo Man.
Yeah, but answer the questions right, or you lose your car.
Yeah.
Okay, how difficult are the questions?
Not too difficult at all. I remember me and my family getting most of them watching the show.
Okay.
On TV.
I just remember Meltdown Trivia was really, really difficult.
Oh yeah, no, those can be stupid hard.
Oh yeah, I sucked at that. Yeah. I also didn't understand the rules all the time. I thought Melton's rules were a little complicated.
Yeah, it was very complicated.
Yeah, and I am not the best listener in the world. I will admit that. I occasionally will be bad about checking out of a conversation if it's going on too long. That is a flaw of mine that I will accept, and I think when the rules are being read, I checked out.
Yeah, it's also a flaw of whoever's telling a boring story, right?
I agree. Let's speed this thing up. I think most stuff in life could be condensed, and we could just have a better story, and I won't check out.
The best
I like
part
how you made
was-
it not my fault. Thank you, Lance.
Throughout that whole thing, there were multiple times where you would give an answer and then immediately head for the door. It's like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, no, that was part of the rules that I wasn't supposed to do, right? I didn't know that. That is 4 downs. Thank you very much, Tyler. Excellent job on that. All right, so here's what we're going to do next, Lance. It's going to be our Shannara Spotlight, Tyler. RotoWire, who looks at kind of from a statistical point of view, like fantasy stuff and things like that, they have done for the first 25 years the all-SEC team for the first 25 years of this century. So I want you to give some thought as I tell everyone about our friends at Shannara. Who's got to be on there? Okay, first 25 years.
You know what the first question is going to be, though? Is this based on 1 year or career?
Yeah, I know which position we're going to argue about on that one.
Yeah.
So think about that. It is our Shannara Spotlight. Hit it, Tyler.
The College Football Spotlight.
Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. They bring you the Shannara Spotlight every single day. They are headquartered right here in Birmingham, Alabama. For more than 24 years, they have grown to 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, and they've recovered more than $2 billion. They've done that by maintaining Alexander Shannara's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com. Shannara.com.
Wow, man. I'll tell you what's going to be tough is going to be receiver. I think receiver's going to be really tough. I think quarterback's going to be really tough. I've got the tight end, although it's tough.
Your tight end is who?
Brock Bowers.
You got that right.
Yeah, but Kyle Pitts is right there. And also, Aaron Hernandez was really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, it turned out bad for him.
Did they
but he
do
was really
second
good in
team
college.
on these things?
Nope, it's only first team.
Yeah, Brock Bowers got to be the guy.
Brock Bowers is your tight end.
Receivers are really interesting. Devontae Smith, based on that statistical year, has got to be
He
there.
won the Heisman. It's going to be impossible to leave him off, and
then
they do put him on there.
And then I think you go with one of the 2019 LSU guys, and I think more than likely it's going to be Jamar Chase.
All right, you're 3 for 3 so far. Now, I don't think you'll get the third receiver, though. You absolutely know who he is, but I don't think. I don't know. I'll be interested if you get the third receiver. I mean, it's a name you know. I'm not saying it's some off the radar name. You
Percy
know the
Harvin.
name. It is not Percy Harvin. It is Amari Cooper. So the first team. This is from RotoWire. The SEC's quarter century team. Your receivers are Devontae Smith, Amari Cooper, Jamar Chase.
Okay, real quick on running backs.
All right. There's only one. So we're going to throw the ball a lot, apparently. We got one running back.
Well, they're going to go Derrick Henry.
They went Darren McFadden.
Man, I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with that.
It's hard to argue that. I would have probably gone Derrick Henry myself, but Darren McFadden was awful good.
Did win a Heisman. Did win a national championship.
Right. I mean, you would think Heisman would automatically put you on this if there was a spot, where there's like only one Heisman winner. Your offensive line, I don't know if there's somebody you think obviously is going to be on there. It's a heck of an offensive line, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think obvious Sean Andrews.
He is one of your guards. Though, didn't he play tackle, technically? I thought Sean Andrews played tackle anyway. Go ahead.
Jason Peters on here?
He is not. Your tackles are Alabama's Andre Smith, which I'm not even sure Andre Smith was the best Alabama tackle of that time. And Luke Jokel of Texas A&M, who was very good, played in the NFL.
I think he went second overall.
Your guards are Sean Andrews and Barrett Jones.
Okay, I've got no problem
Barrett's
with that.
one of the most decorated players in Alabama football history. And your center
is the guy from Arkansas, right?
Nope. You touched on when you said Aaron Hernandez. This name often gets
Pouncey.
Yeah, Marquise Pouncey. All right, defensively, who do you think has to be on there?
Defensively has to be on there. Von Miller.
This defense is incredible, and Von Miller's not even on it.
Miles Garrett is not even on it. Oh my gosh!
I mean, this is an incredible defense. So when I run this defense, you're going to be like, "Holy crap! I could win the Super Bowl every year with this."
Glenn
defense.
Dorsey.
Glenn Dorsey is a defensive tackle. Now, he played early, so a lot of people forget him. But, yeah, Glenn Dorsey, defensive tackle, is on this list from LSU. Or on this first team.
Is Dante Hightower on there?
Dante Hightower is not. Here's your defensive front. Tell me if I can win games with this defensive front. My ends are David Pollock and Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My defensive tackles are Nick Fairley and Glenn Dorsey. I like my up front.
Yeah, I still, man, like as good as and maybe. And Pollock was great too, but
Von Miller.
Miles Garrett.
Which Von Miller, am I right? I think he only played 1 year in the SEC.
Maybe.
I think he was only there for 1 year when
you
A&M
might be
moved
right
over.
about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but I think that's right. Your linebackers, listen to this linebacker group. Patrick Willis out of Ole Miss. Roquan Smith out of Georgia. And Alabama's had a lot of good linebackers in the Saban era. It's basically Saban era. A lot of good linebackers. You can argue which one is the best. The one they went with
Rolando?
was C.J. Mosley, which, again, it's hard to argue, but I could argue for other guys. You mentioned Dante Hightower. I mean, you could easily throw him in there, right?
Rolando
McClain, you could easily throw him in there. But C.J. Mosley was fantastic. I mean, it's hard to argue.
Did Alabama get a cornerback?
They got a safety.
Minka
Fitzpatrick.
Cornerbacks, did Stingley get on there?
He did not. This secondary.
Patrick Peterson's got to be there.
This secondary is incredible. Patrick Peterson is one corner.
Champ Bailey's got to be there.
Champ Bailey, did he play in the 2000s? He didn't make it. What was his last year at Georgia?
Maybe he didn't. Maybe if he did, he had to be
Listen
there.
to this secondary, Lance. Your corners are Patrick Peterson and Joe Hayden from Florida. Your safeties are Eric Berry and Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. That's pretty good defense.
Yeah, that defense is amazing.
So you're saving quarterback, right?
Well, that's where the argument is going to be.
Well, I mean, it's, to me, the greatest single seasons were 2010, 2019, but I would go Tim Tebow as your quarterback.
I mean, you could throw Cam Newton in there, too.
That's what I'm saying. 2010 and then 2019 Burrow. Manziel, 12.
Yep.
But to me, because he did it for 3 years, really 4 years, it's Tim Tebow.
It is Tim Tebow. And it comes down to are we going to look at career or year, right? If you go year, Joe Burrow, Cam Newton, they are hard to beat. You go career, Tim Tebow is going to be your guy.
Hey, he doubled up their national championships, too.
All right, and let me add Manziel to the year. You go single year, Manziel, Cam Newton, Joe Burrow probably had the greatest single seasons we've ever seen in the SEC.
And Mac Jones had arguably a greater single season than Tim Tebow. Because Tebow, I think statistically his best season was his sophomore year where they lost 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. MM says Patrick Surtain should be in over Hayden. You asked for an Alabama corner. Were you thinking Surtain? Marlon Humphrey was fantastic at Alabama. I mean, you can go a lot of corners at Alabama. Seth asked about special teams. I don't think they did any special teams, Seth. I will check real quick. I just looked at offense and defense, but don't let me slight the special teams. They did not. They did not do a special teams.
Who would be your kicker? I mean, Reichard would be right there.
Yeah, he was really good. Oh, they did do special teams. I'm sorry, I just missed it. Your kicker is Daniel Carlson.
I was about to say, in either one of the Carlsons, but Daniel probably would make the most sense.
Yeah, Daniel Carlson from Auburn. The punter, our friend Drew Butler from Georgia. And then your punt returner, Derek Abney is the guy they went with from Kentucky.
They had to throw Kentucky a bone.
Early in the 2000s. He played 2000, 2003. And, by the way, who do you think your coach is for your old quarter century team? They went coach.
Oh, I don't know.
He's got
Jimbo Fisher.
He's got 2 stops.
Yeah.
LSU and Alabama, Nick Saban. He won a few national championships, yeah. So that's from RotoWire. I found that interesting. With it being 2025, a lot of people are doing their first quarter century stuff. And
you know what would be interesting if you went offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator? Like, would you go Joe Brady that 1 year, or do you go with like Lane Kiffin or Sark? Defense coordinator, I think you probably would go with Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Just because of the longevity.
I'm trying to think of another offensive coordinator I would throw in there. Joe Brady was really, really good. Sark, I think, is probably the one that gets the most love from his time at Alabama.
I mean,
even more
Dan
than Lane.
Mullen, when he was under
Urban
Meyer, that was just really, really good offenses.
Yeah. Those are probably the ones that jump out at me, and I do think you got to go Kirby as far as defensive coordinator goes. When it was probably more Manziel than anything, but was Jake Spavital? Was he the offensive coordinator when Manziel was there?
Oh, I don't remember.
I want to say it was, or was who else was there with Kevin Sumlin? There was one more guy there with Kevin Sumlin. I can't remember who it was. And I ended up being a coach somewhere. That's going to bother me if I don't look this up. Can you tell them about? No, you can't. Greg from Pell City. tell everybody how you like Greg from Pell City. Just say something nice about Greg.
Greg from Pell City, not only a massive family, but this guy can get it done. He knows how to handle the insurance companies, which is very, very important. One thing you don't want to be doing is calling around with claims. Greg knows how to get in the middle of this and get the job done. And not only the great roofs, but also can do decking now.
That's right. And if you want to call Greg and get him to, you're right, he's got that builder's license. I haven't mentioned enough of that. You want to get him up on your roof to give you an estimate? 205-542-3531. Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531. He's got a massive family. That is Greg from Pell City. All right, your offensive coordinator was Mark. Your defense coordinator is Mark Snyder. Your offensive coordinator was Cliff Kingsbury. Would you maybe consider him?
Yeah, I
mean, that was a pretty
amazing
offense.
Yeah, and I think Cliff Kingsbury is a really, really good offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on him as a head coach, but a very good offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Vol fan says biggest omission to him, John Henderson. John Henderson was a great player, but that was such a good defense that they threw out there. Bobby says Carlos Rogers at Auburn. I agree. Carlos Rogers was.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, that was a heck of a secondary you got to break into. But Carlos Rogers was a great corner. I could have him over Joe Hayden in a heartbeat. He won the
Thorpe.
The Thorpe, yeah.
I mean, look, this is almost an impossible list. Almost impossible.
I would agree. J.K. Scott should be the punter, according to some. He was a heck of a punter.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
I mean, Shane Leckler would be on there too, right?
Yeah, Shane Leckler, who I just saw, McAfee had him on. They called him NFL legend Shane Leckler. And I'm like, I don't really think of punters as legends, but Shane Leckler was an incredible punter. I'll give you that. Lamb I Believer points out Colquitt at punter. How did they not go Colquitt at punter? He was a heck of a punter.
Again, very, very difficult to – I mean, really the only slam dunk is Nick Saban.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first ballot. And if you just say, hey, we're looking at career accomplishment, Tebow is a slam dunk.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way you argue against Tebow is if you just say these one singular years outshine an entire career. And I don't even think you can do that with Tebow. I mean, that career was so good. There's very little that's going to outshine that. Boy, a lot of response. Final Four Troy Cam should be the starter. Pat Surtain and Patrick Peterson are the best cornerbacks in SEC history, regardless of era. That's a big statement right there.
But maybe
correct. I'm not going
Yeah.
to argue hard against you. Smuff said you could put D'Amico Ryans in there, too. You forget he was in the 2000s.
Yeah.
He was a great linebacker at Alabama, no doubt. Seth is with you on Champ Bailey. Lamb I Believer says Jonathan Allen is an omission. Final Four Troy, Carlos Dansby is an omission. Keith Ellard, Eddie Jackson is an omission. Odell Beckham, Julio Jones, Mike Evans, all pointed out were left off. Those are all great receivers. That's hard to do that, man. I'd have probably passed on that assignment.
Yeah, that one's tough.
That one's too hard, man. That one is too hard. All right, when we come back, it is trash time, and we'll do a little more college football before we get to that. That is next on the next round.
Follow LT on Twitter @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
We continue on the Next Round. Missouri today, Lance, has announced a contract extension for head coach Eli Drinkwitz through 2029. I mean...
Okay, so...
38-24, 22-20 in conference.
If you were to list 1 through 16, where would you have Drinkwitz? I mean... He goes 12-1 at Appalachian State. Nobody gave him credit for that, but he did get the Missouri job. 5-5 in 2020, which was really good in 2020. Then 6-7, 6-7, very Hugh Freeze. Then 11-2 and 10-3.
Guys I would absolutely have in front of him that I know, like 100%. I don't even have to think.
Well, how about guys you would have behind him 100%?
Okay,
Are there any of those guys?
Easier to do?
I do, probably.
I would put I'd put Clark Lee still behind him. I know Clark Lee had one good year at Vanderbilt there. I'd still have him behind him.
I agree.
I would, as much as I like Sam Pittman, have Sam Pittman behind him. I would have Jeff Lebby behind him for certain. I don't think Mike Elko has done enough for me to put Mike Elko in front of him yet.
I think it's right there.
It's close.
I think I would put Shane Beamer behind him.
Boy, I don't know. He almost made the playoffs last year at South Carolina.
Yeah, but so did Eli at Missouri.
South Carolina won the head-to-head.
I think I would put Billy Napier behind him. He's done a better job at Missouri than Napier's done at Florida.
I don't disagree. I mean, if you're just judging at Auburn, I'd put Hugh behind him, but I've got a full picture on Hugh with Ole Miss and what he did at Ole Miss. I'd still have him in front.
Yeah, I would lean Hugh in front of him, but boy, it's not trending in the right direction.
Right. I would definitely have Heupel in front of him.
I'd have him in front of Venables.
Yeah, I'd have him in front of Venables. So, I mean, he's middle of the pack. He's 8 or 9, somewhere in there.
So he deserves this raise. And when you're going degree of difficulty, I mean, Missouri's in the bottom 4. Got to be, right?
Vanderbilt's harder. State's harder. I'd say Kentucky's harder than Missouri.
And then it comes down to Missouri or South Carolina, right?
Yeah. I don't know which one's
or
harder.
Arkansas. But, I mean,
it's right there.
He's doing a better job than the job is.
Yeah, I have to look past the fact that there's something about him that bothers me when I talk about him.
I think there's something about him that bothers everyone.
Yeah, I'm not fair to him because of that, so I have to look past that. But I don't have a problem with Missouri doing this. 2029.
So he was making $9 million. What's he making now?
Drinkwitz was making $9 million?
Pretty sure he was.
That is news to me. I did not know he was making that much. I'm seeing if it says it in the story. I'm just glancing through the story real quick. I don't see a dollar figure. There's no way he was making $9 million. Eli Drinkwitz salary, just in a quick Google search, brings me $9 million.
It's hard to believe. It's a lot of money for Missouri.
Missouri's paying their football coach $9 million. What kind of world are we living in?
Yeah, why would you give him an extension if he's making $9 million?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing a great job, but...
Well, I think he already had a 2028. I think this is only adding a year.
Okay, December 31st, 2023, University of Missouri announced contract extension through 2028, which includes a pay raise to $9 million for the 2024 season.
So we've added a year.
Damn, so he's making top 15 money.
He really is. And that is just, I mean, that's astronomical to me that Missouri is at the point where they're paying. I mean,
really, do you think that is 10% of their athletic budget?
I mean, $90 million? I bet their budget's a little bigger than that, but holy crap, $9 million for the head football coach.
He's eating up a lot of it.
I mean, we always go back to this, the fact of the amount of hand-wringing over Nick Saban making a guaranteed $32 million when he was hired at Alabama. Listen to me now. A guaranteed $32 million, 8-year, $4 million contract. And people were like, this is the end of amateur athletics. How are we paying a coach a guaranteed a coach is making $4 million a year? And now the Missouri coach is making $9 million a year, and we're not even that far removed from the hand-wringing over Nick Saban when you consider, how long we've played college football.
I don't think that there is, I don't know, I'm sure there's a few industries, but college football head coaches, from what they were making to what they're making now, and my point back to when Nick Saban signed that deal, how many people listening to us are still making kind of in the neighborhood of the same money they were making then?
Yeah.
And now you've got college football coaches like Eli Drinkwitz that are making twice what Nick Saban was making that initial contract.
It's amazing. $9 million from Missouri coach. Well, he gets that for at least another year. And you would have to hope if you're him, that pushes the buyout one more year further, so that buyout just continues to hang there. Before we go to trash, a reminder of our friends at Way to Wellness. That's the organization that has made Jim Dunaway more healthy, and they can do the same for you. It's not just about losing weight. That is part of it, but it's about the overall health of your entire body, getting your numbers right, the blood pressure, the cholesterol, things like that, and just getting healthier. And it is a plan tailor-made for you to do that. aplanforme.com is the website. So when I say it's a tailor-made plan, They're making it for you. aplanforme.com. That's where you start at Way to Wellness. It is not some cookie cutter plan. Leslie and her board certified staff are going to bring you in. They're going to get a baseline for you, and they're going to develop a plan that is going to make you a healthier human being. aplanforme.com is the website. aplanforme.com with our friends at Way to Wellness. Go see Leslie. Tell her you want to get healthy like Dunaway did and drop some LBs in the process. aplanforme.com. Tyler, if you will, please hit the button. It's time for trash.
Any attempt to restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. And pretty soon we're going to be calling this country.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Driving.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Margot Robbie, you a fan?
I am a fan, yes. I would say Wolf of Wall Street is peak Margot Robbie. That's about as good as it ever got for her.
It is.
But even non-peak Margot Robbie, just fine. Thank you.
I brought this up yesterday when we were trying to talk Emily Grace into doing Hot Ones.
Right.
I have not seen the one with Margot Robbie.
I have not, but I'll go
Have
find
you seen it?
I don't think she's has she done it?
Yeah, she's done it.
Oh, I don't really watch Hot Ones.
So Margot Robbie may be teaming up with Edward Scissorhands director Tim Burton for her next major role. According to the film industry insider Jeff Snyder of The Insnider, it's rumored that progress is moving towards on Burton's planned remake of the sci-fi horror classic Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. There is a local kind of dingy, dank bar that has this poster on the wall. Very, very close to here. I've never seen
poster.
It is a classic poster. I have never seen the original. Now, per Snyder, Margot Robbie and her Lucky Chap banner becoming part of the project to help produce. Additionally, it's reported that Robbie is also expected to star in the movie's title role. The rumors are true. It would make a reunion for Margot Robbie and Warner Brothers.
Could you imagine how good a 50-foot Margot Robbie would look?
Now, the original version, if you're wondering,
That's some
Brown,
long legs.
of the Attack of the 50-Foot Woman was directed by Nathan Hertz, written by Mark Hanna, released in 1958. The film tells the story of an heiress whose encounter with an alien from outer space causes her to grow up to 50 feet tall. While supersized, she uses her stature to get her advantage to get revenge against her cheating husband and his mistress.
Seems like her partner cheats on her a lot in movies. You wouldn't think Margot Robbie would struggle with that.
Okay, Jordan Belfort.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
kind of the character.
Yeah.
The Joker. I think.
Jeff
I don't know.
Galooly and I, Tonya.
Yeah, see? Look. See what I'm saying? Now, look, Margot Robbie didn't look like Margot Robbie and I, Tonya. She looked like Tonya Harding, so kind of throws that off a little bit.
Florida man arrested in connection
Again.
with damage in a hotel room. Neroy Struthers, 43 years old, arrested Monday, charged with first-degree arson, prevent or obstruct extinguishment of fire and criminal mischief. On Monday, the Boynton Beach Police Department responded to the Nova Inn, but that's a high-end place, in reference to a possible fire. When officers arrived at the scene, smoke was observed coming out of one of the rooms at the end. According to the report, Struthers walked past an officer, shouted that a fire was set in his room. Moments later, Struthers allegedly stated to other officers that he set a pillow on fire on purpose to get attention. When officers went inside of the room, they observed a white pillow with burn damage, a destroyed smoke detector, and a knife. Struthers had a lighter in his possession. He said he used it to start the fire. He was arrested, and bond has been set at $21,000.
I will say starting a fire will definitely get you attention. I mean, generally, if you start a fire now, not Scott in his fire pit out there. Scott, is it a gas log fire pit, or do you have to throw actual lumber in there?
I've got one of each, but I prefer to burn wood.
Yeah, I do too.
I like the crackle.
I'm alone in that in our family because everybody else doesn't want to, smell like.
Oh no, I love the smell.
I like the smell too, but you definitely got to wash the clothes right after. You got to take a shower right after. Sometime, and I don't know if you come across this, you might chop your own wood, but when you buy wood from the guys on the side of the road, sometimes it doesn't burn because it's not completely dry. They'll always tell you it is. No, this is dry burning.
It's ready to go. I back around July 4th, I'm trying to remember that we had that extended time off, which was fantastic. I think the night of the 2nd, I think it was, I grilled pork chops for the family, and I had a hat on. And the next day I played golf, and I wore the same hat, and all I could smell the next day
was pork chops.
Was the smoke of the grill.
Did
and
it make you hungry?
I'm like, that ain't a bad smell, man.
Yeah.
I kind of like that smell, actually.
That'd be a good candle.
Smell of a grill. I love the smell of a charcoal grill. Like if you smell your neighbor just fire up charcoal, they don't have to have meat on it yet. Just the smell of a charcoal grill, you know what's coming. That's a great smell there.
Indian police have arrested a man accused of running a bogus embassy from a rented residential building near Delhi, recovered cars with fake diplomatic plates. Now, the suspect impersonated an ambassador, allegedly duped people for money by promising overseas employment, according to senior police officer Sushil Goel. This in northern India, according to police. Another guy, Harshvedi Jan, 47, claimed to have acted as an advisor or ambassador to entities such as Saborga or West Arctica. Police recovered multiple doctored photographs showing Jane with world leaders and fake seals of India's foreign ministry, nearly 36 countries. Jane was also suspected of money laundering through shell companies abroad, according to Glue.
I mean, that is a bold, if I'm going to use diplomatic plates, that's kind of a bold ruse right there.
Does he look confused?
He does a little bit.
Or he just gives no Fs?
How did they catch me? He stayed at the Northfield Inn, it appears.
Does his left side of his face look caved in? Where his ear is?
Yeah, I'm going to need to see like a straight on shot because I think maybe even the other side is too. It's definitely caved in.
Go to the
bit,
other side, Tyler. No, other side.
No, I see what you're saying.
It's almost like somebody took a bat.
Yeah. But I think that might be uniform. He's got his head tilted a little bit, so I'm not sure. Although I don't know.
It looks like he's got like almost a pear-shaped head.
Yeah, his left eye looks a little different than his right eye as well.
Yeah,
so maybe
sure
he does have an issue over there.
So the personality of your dog could well be affecting how they respond to TV shows, according to new research.
How
And
do
the
your
findings
dogs respond?
may prove useful in informing the care and training of our animal companions. Now, when we got Bullet, when we were supposed to foster him for a couple of days, first night he came home, he was scared to death of the TV. He'd never seen it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he would walk towards it and then jump back and then run out of the room. He's gotten very, very used to it. They like true crime.
Oh, so you leave true crime shows on for them?
They like true crime. They like really, really dark comedy. They like depressing movies. They like Shark Week. I'm just saying this all because they love Rams games.
Yeah. Oh, who doesn't? Who doesn't love Rams games?
Now, hey, how about this? A team from Auburn University, and they have to specify in Alabama, identified 453 dog owners whose canine pals have expressed an interest in TV. Now, data on this behavior gathered through questionnaires distributed to the owners. Dogs with more excitable personalities were more likely to follow on-screen objects, while those assessed as being more fearful or anxious were more likely to respond to non-animal stimuli on screen, such as doorbells or cars. Now, they went on to say, quote, these results suggest that television viewing habits may be predicted by aspects of dogs' personality and that dogs may represent objects in the 2D television format similarly to the 3D environment. Now, how dogs perceive what's being shown on television in relation to events in the real world is not clear. The few studies that do exist are rather limited in terms of sample size and scope. As a group, the dogs represented in the study were far more likely to respond to other animals on screen than objects such as cars. Canine watching sessions tended to average out just over 14 minutes, the researchers also found. I will catch my dogs just staring at TV.
RTD4 says it's a hell of a coincidence that LT's dogs like these same exact shows he does. Their dogs want to watch it. It's not me.
Yeah, dogs. Yeah, they really, really do. We tried to watch that PI Mom thing, but I didn't know what happened there. It was only 45 minutes, but I lost interest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bullet wasn't feeling it?
Bullet won't tell.
Bullet's like, can we turn the channel, please? That is Trash, presented by Bud Light. A reminder, and I've got some good news for Lance coming up in our Bojangles Tender Moment in a second. But first,
Matt Stafford signed a lifetime contract.
Alexander Shinara. How much longer do you want him to play? The guy's an old man. Lifetime contract? Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys bring you the show today. Alexander Shinara, a Birmingham guy, and one thing he wanted to do as a Birmingham guy was create a firm that could handle any issue his community faced. So the firm now not only handles personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com. That is Shannara.com. Also, our Bojangles Tender Moment, from sweet to heat. Bojangles has 7 sauces that will definitely add a little extra flavor to every bite. Nothing pairs better with those sauces than hand-breaded tenders. So if you're looking for sweet, try honey mustard. If you want some tang, try barbecue. You want some heat, try creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. If you're craving smooth and creamy, the house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, or classic Bo sauce ready and waiting. Head to Bojangles, order some hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It's Bo time. From Charlie Baker, and this is actually reported by Ross Dellinger. Charlie Baker, NCAA tournament will not, it is growing more unlikely, I can't say will not, growing more unlikely that it will expand at least this season. Logistics would push expansion, if adopted, to 26-27 season. So no expanded NCAA tournament basketball tournament yet.
Maybe this gives everybody involved to process it a little bit more and to really see what this thing would look like on the other side. I am a little surprised, though.
I am too, because it seems like a money grab. But there again, as we've talked about this, they have said there's going to be no more TV dollars. So I don't know, when we say money grab, where's the money come from? If you don't have more TV dollars, where's your money coming from? So I don't think it is a money grab. This would seem like something you kind of tease and tease until your next
contract. You are right about that. Yeah, because if the next contract you're able to say, hey, look, you're going to be paying X amount of dollars more, but you're getting X amount of teams and games more, then that would make sense. Yeah, what would be the reason for expansion if you're not going to make more money?
I think you put expansion on the table, and then you see if Turner and CBS and whoever else wants to bid on it bites on that and says, okay, all right, 78 games, that's going to be worth this to us, and now I get more money out of it. But it is weird that you would do it before you're even up in a TV negotiation. You're not going to make more money doing that for sure. So I don't know, but at least it's not happening as of right now. If you were with us to start the show and you might have missed the update, Justin Fields was carted off, and it legitimately was put in a cart and taken off the field. When we say carted off, we're not over-exaggerating. This is what happened. It ended up somebody stepped on his toe. I don't know if it's broken his toe, but that is the best possible news for the Jets and Justin Fields.
I will say a broken toe can linger for a while.
Yeah, I don't begrudge you on that. One thing I wanted to get to before the show was over, CBSSports.com did one reason to be optimistic for every single NFL team. So I was going to hit all of ours really quickly.
Well, just to hit the Saints first.
You're going to get the first
fans
pick?
are going to show up in September.
Yeah, let me dig through and find the Saints. I wasn't going to do them. I was going to do all our teams.
This is like the least amount of expectation I've had for an NFL team in a long time.
Let's get you excited if you're a Saints fan. Offensive tackle spots are secured long term.
Okay.
Got me some offensive tackles. The Giants, real quick, Jackson Dart. They say that is a reason to be. We were talking about it yesterday, and they don't even say Russell Wilson's going to be the week 1 starter. They don't say when Dart's going to play, but that you're probably going to see him at some point this year.
Well, again, Brian Dable is on a massive hot seat, maybe the hottest seat in the NFL right now, and he is going to start Russell Wilson, who has become a shell of himself. And at some point, you've got to play the guy you drafted in the first round in Jackson Dart. But if you do that, you expect some losses, and I just don't know how this plays out for Dable.
For the Titans, it's obviously Cam Ward. I mean, you're going to get to see Cam Ward. There is no Levis, so it's Cam Ward's show. You're going to get to see him from week 1.
We can jump to mine. Is it the incredible young defensive line that just wreaks havoc in absolutely every single game?
The reason to be optimistic for the LA Rams, Matthew Stafford is still in LA, they say.
Okay.
2-year, $84 million extension, so he's still there. I mean, is that not essentially a lifetime contract for him? You think he plays much longer than that?
No. I think he plays, if this year ends up being special, I think he probably shuts it down.
Yeah.
If not, if he plays extremely well and they kind of do what they did last year and, get to a divisional round, he probably would come back for 1 more year. But by far, the best quarterback in the history of the Rams. And that includes Kurt Warner.
Yeah, Scott. I saw on TikTok this morning. I don't even remember if you would watch this game. You would have been very young. But 1979 NFC Championship at Dallas.
No. That was the divisional game at Dallas.
Was it a divisional game?
Yeah.
It was the NFC Championship?
Yeah, the NFC Championship game was against Tampa.
Okay, so it was at Dallas, and late in the game, was it Ferragamo?
Vince Ferragamo.
Vince Ferragamo hits the receiver and just rips Dallas hard out.
Yeah, Dallas was.
I mean, there was like 15 seconds on the clock.
Was favored in that game.
So you remember watching that, huh?
Well, that was the first time that I was on the Rams bandwagon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Very early.
9-17, won in the West. Pat Hayden breaks his thumb. Was actually endorsing 7-Up when he broke his thumb. Didn't break
Not at
the
the same
thumb
time?
in the
Yeah.
endorsement, but
Right.
I'm just saying was the endorser for 7-Up.
Scott, your Falcons. Reason to be hopeful for the Falcons, a revamped pass rush. You were saying, how are we going to stop anybody? We got a good pass rush, apparently.
It'd be a start.
Yeah,
It'd be a start.
That's definitely a start. There's no doubt. By the way, I am big on this Broncos team. Arguably the NFL's top defense, they say. I think this Broncos team is going to be good. I gave you them as a dark horse Super Bowl team. I mean, it's a dark horse now, but I think they're going to be really good. My Dolphins, the offense remains among the best in the NFL. That's what it says.
Does it have the caveat of when to
it's healthy, right? You got to say that. And I'm trying to find the Buccaneers. Why can I not find the? Oh, here it is. They kept Chris Godwin and Levante David. So
I thought that they would put Baker Mayfield as rounded into a top 10 quarterback.
You think he has, really, huh?
Very, very close, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's saying a lot. Baker Mayfield's had a long career. For him to be a top 10 quarterback at his second stop this late in his career,
Dude,
that is pretty remarkable.
He is such a competitor, too.
Yeah.
So there's just the intangibles that Baker brings to the table. I mean, I when he came out, I was like, I think he's going to be the next Brett Favre. I looked completely wrong early, but, man, he's rounded into a really good quarterback.
So you were wrong on him and Mahomes the most. Mahomes was a complete bust, and Baker Mayfield was going to be the next Brett Favre.
Well, I mean, Mayfield, I was completely wrong on Mahomes, but
Right.
I think Mayfield has become a really good quarterback.
He has become.
I mean, he
That's
had
not
become Brett Favre,
yeah.
but yeah.
But he's become a really good quarterback. That is going to wrap the show for today. Don't forget this hour, as always, presented by Champy's, world-famous fried chicken, champyschicken.com, champyschicken.com. Sterling and the crew, they got the doors wide open for lunch for you. Go get some of those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, the po' boys, the great chicken tenders, the great sides, the great drinks, all right there at Champy's, world-famous fried chicken. Don't forget, coming up, the Pennant Grace in about 15 minutes from right now. The Meltdown, which will have an unboxing today. Is that right, Tyler?
Yes, we've got a mystery box today. Normally Tim picks them up, but I went second in Charles and picked up my own mystery box.
So Tyler's own mystery box from Second and Charles, Meltdown 247 on YouTube to watch that. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you have subscribed and set your alerts so you know when we're live. And those of you on the podcast side, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, wherever it is, helps us a ton. When you like, follow, subscribe, and turn on your automatic downloads. So turn on those automatic downloads for us. We thank you very much for doing that. All right, Pennant Grace and Meltdown later on. We'll see you at 9 o'clock tomorrow on the next round for show number 1000.